Get Nasty on a Monday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Andrew Marsh here. Carey Davis is not. Carey decided to take a longer weekend. Happy Memorial Day weekend to everyone, our Fast Lane listeners, our 101 ESPN listeners. We hope to entertain you over the next 4 hours. Got what we think is, at least, is a great show. Whether or not it will be for you, who knows?
Yeah, who knows, really?
Yeah. We'll have some fun, though, that's for sure. A lot of Cardinals talk throughout the course of the day today, including whether or not Ryan Helsley is still an automatic sell at the deadline, assuming, of course, that he's healthy and another team is interested. And why wouldn't you be? He's a premier closer. I'll also talk about the pros and cons to consuming sports in the modern day. That was something that Marsh pitched as an idea to us. So we got a lot going on throughout the course of the show, which you can always participate. Air Comfort Service text line is 314-399-9646. We also have the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app that some of you, I'm sure, are already listening on. We appreciate you. And the Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop. And I mentioned the Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop because I'm very interested to know not only Jamie's thoughts and Marsh's thoughts on this, but from you as well, the listener. Have the Cardinals change your expectations for this season? I don't want to get too far into the future. I don't want to talk about whether or not the retool or whatever is ahead of I'm just talking about right now, this season. Have the Cardinals changed your expectations based on the fact that most of us had very low expectations for the Cards? So I want to hear from the people. I want to hear from you. Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop via the 101 ESPN, Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's mobile app. Jamie, what says you?
Have they changed my expectations?
Have the Cardinals changed your expectations this season?
I don't know. I guess, I guess they have. I have to say yes, because I came in not expecting anything. I was one of those people. I was like, well, yeah, Cardinals. We got a baseball team.
Yeah, we do.
All right.
They play at Busch Stadium. Yeah, they're there. They'll be there.
And now, after watching them play, I'm like, pretty fun team. Really good defensively. Got some good young talent. I'm thinking, maybe a playoff team. So, yeah, the expectations have changed. Do I expect them to be a playoff team? No, I don't expect them to be a playoff team. But my expectations are that they would be playing meaningful games come the last week to 10 days of the season. That's what I think.
Marsh is already giggling. I don't know if he's laughing at himself or the text line.
I'm laughing at the text line because I don't think any of us picked it up or picked up on it. But you said,
did I say Monday?
Yeah.
I just realized I said Monday.
Let's get nasty on a Monday.
Let's get nasty on a Monday.
Really?
I just realized. You know what's, Marsh? That must have been stored in my head because as soon as you mentioned that, I go, I said Monday, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, we got to do it over. Do it over.
Yeah.
We're doing the whole thing over?
We're doing the whole thing over.
Yeah, that's how we do it. We're perfectionists.
Yeah, come on. What an idiot.
How about they didn't even listen?
No, we're all not locked in. We're like, it's going to be a great day. We did get a text. We're already off to a great start because Stalter said, let's get nasty on a Monday.
That's the second time I've done that in the last 3 months.
Fist pump and everything. Not even realizing you said, let's get nasty on a Monday.
How did I get Monday?
Man, that was bad.
All right, so we reset?
Yeah, we got
Thursday, fine. Saturday,
yeah. Monday. I was thinking Memorial Day's on Monday, and the hell with it. Go for it, Marsh. Let's get nasty on a Friday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. I'm going to drive this bus today probably into a ditch.
I don't know if I'm going to let you drive. I feel like you've already hit the bourbon train.
It's a 3-day weekend. Unless you're CD, then it's a 4-day weekend. I don't know what the hell happened there. All right, so getting back on topic. Thank you, Marsh. I feel like we've reset things.
Well, don't thank me. Thank the listener,
because none of us picked it up.
This isn't a Freedom Friday. We got one more Friday next week, right?
Yes.
We have some texters that I was so ready for a Freedom Friday.
No.
Take a look at the calendar.
Friday, yeah. No, next week is the 30th.
Average size Shabangas said, what happened to Freedom Friday? Well, it's
5:30.
Next Friday.
Next Friday. May 30th. All right, Marsh.
Yes.
Have the Cardinals changed your expectations?
Yes, they have. I said the same thing about the Blues. When the Blues went on their run, they changed the expectations for me. The way that I look at it like a relationship, right? You go in, maybe you go on a first date, right? And you're like, I don't really have a lot of expectations for this. And then all of a sudden you start to get to know the person, but maybe said person shows you a lot of great things.
Okay.
The expectations now, the bar has been set. Hey, this is what I expect from you in this relationship because you've shown me how you treat me so well. All the little things that you do. You're always there for me, all these little things. And then
I feel like we're in therapy.
as the relationship goes on, you start to coast a little bit, right?
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
That happens
Yeah,
in
I see where you're going.
relationships.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Sure does.
And you're like, I'm not really feeling this anymore because you set the expectations for yourself and now you're not following through. So this isn't what I signed up for. I feel like that happens sometimes in relationships. I look at this no differently. The Cardinals have shown me that they can beat really good baseball teams. They've shown me that this is how they know, like, this is how they win. So my expectations have changed because I don't see this as like a fluke by any means. They went on a pretty good run. So I know that they can win baseball games. So if they start to not do that, then I'm going to be frustrated because I've seen them do it against good teams. It's not like they've been playing against, I don't know. It's not like they're playing the Cubs schedule, Anthony, right now in May, right? They're not playing minor league baseball teams. They're playing some pretty good teams. So my expectations have changed.
Bless you, Jamie.
Thank you.
Now, they're not... They're not like World Series expectations by any means.
Yeah.
But I expect this team to compete for a playoff spot.
You're not getting married. You're more committed
Whoa,
now.
Marshy.
You're more committed now to the Cardinals than you were at the start of the season.
I'm in a loving relationship.
I know
I thought
you are.
Marshy
I'm
was
talking
trying
about with
to
the
tell us
Cardinals.
something.
No. With the Cardinals, going along with your dating theme, the expectations very low. I'll try it out. No expectations. And now
Rachel
Marsha
and
right
see if
now.
Marshy's
Don't
veering off course.
Come on. And why do you have her phone number?
Because she's going to do a tattoo for me.
This is true.
I don't have her number.
Okay.
She is doing tattoos, though.
She is.
So for you,
And don't call me out either. Who the hell are you?
you grabbed your phone. You were to text her. I wanted to know why her phone number is in your
Why
phone.
do you care? Shouldn't he say, why do you
We're
have
a
her number?
secret group
'Cause I
chat,
care about
Anthony, that
Marsh.
you're not a part of.
He, at that point, say, why do you have her number?
Hey, you know
Not
what?
you? Who are you?
You know what?
What are you, the relationship police?
I'm the third brother in this four brotherhood.
Yeah.
And he's the younger
and
one.
you're sticking your nose in where you don't need to.
No, I'm not saying I'm sticking up for him. Okay?
He doesn't
sometimes
need you
your
to
older,
stick up for
Sometimes
him.
your older brother needs to settle his face down. Okay?
Who?
You're the older brother.
Stay out of our relationship, okay?
Don't you dare. Not on a Monday.
Anthony, it's like, I'm going to do the dishes for you. I'm going to do all these different things for you. And then once you get a little comfortable, you stop doing those things.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. If this team starts to lose, that's how I'll feel.
They call that false advertisement.
Yeah, very true. So I'm with Jamie on this. My expectations were low coming into the season, but I'll quote Jamie on this. Yeah, I guess my expectations have changed because I didn't think that they were going to be even competitive. I saw a team that at best was going to do what it did a year ago, but my expectations have changed based on how they've played. All the elements are there for them to continue to be competitive. I don't think they're anywhere close to being the same class as the top teams in the National League, but they're a competitive team.
Yeah.
They're much different. They're much better than what I thought they were going to be at the start. So with this new information, yeah, my expectations have changed. Are you getting like different analogies and metaphors coming in?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm laughing. There's some comments that are funny.
My expectations have changed. My expectations now are you remain competitive and you give yourself a chance to win the NL Central. I did not feel that way coming in.
Yeah.
I did say, and I think we all did, I don't have high expectations. Would it be shocking if they actually outperformed expectations? No, it wouldn't be shocking. But now that we're here, I'm like, no, I view this team differently. One, they're more exciting to watch. Mm-hmm. Two, the elements of good baseball is there. Jamie, a couple of days ago, you highlighted those things.
Yes.
Elite defense, the ability to win in different ways offensively. Starting pitching. In fact, pitching as a whole, Carey.
Marshy.
Has been there.
Anthony.
They have settled things in the bullpen. Everything that list of things that you provided, Jamie, the other day, all I kept thinking about is this is what good teams do. This is a good team. They're not on the same level as the Mets, but they're a good team.
They're not great. They're good.
Yeah. So my expectations have changed. It sounds like Marsh, Jamie, your expectations have changed. And even though they have, and let me throw a disclaimer on this. Even though those expectations have changed, it doesn't mean that they have grown, to a degree where it's like, they better win a playoff series. No.
No, yeah.
My expectations are they remain competitive, give them a chance to win this division, which isn't that great. They got to beat the Cubs.
I don't like, my expectations aren't even at playoff team level just yet. It's at, okay, you're competing for a spot, whereas I didn't feel that way beforehand. Now it's, this team should be playing meaningful games in September, and we can go from there. Let's start there.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. It is a Friday. I did confirm. Is it time for the old NHL playoff format to return? I think Marsh was watching that game last night as the Panthers only scored 5. Need one more, Panthers. Or help. Hurricanes, how about you get off your dead ass and
Panthers played great.
Scored 1. Panthers did play great.
Hey,
Hurricanes finished 3rd.
How demoralizing was that
The offsides?
The offsides, yeah.
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough to watch.
At that time, it would have only made 4 goals.
As we know now, it would have been 6 total.
Wow.
You don't know. Domino effect, butterfly effect, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I lost, so now I'm 2 points behind you in Beth board this
No,
month.
you're just 1.
Didn't you win? You won.
Oh, that's
You're the
right,
Panthers.
that's right.
Yeah. I was trailing you by 1.
Oh, wait, no, you didn't have the Panthers.
Marshy wants to... You want Marshy to lie again?
No, I just want him to shut his mouth sometimes when you don't know that you got a winning pick.
Where's Daddy Defender now? Hey?
Depending on what it is.
Defending you because we're talking about Rachel, and now he's sewering you again.
Hey, I smashed my face into a pool one time, a pool
won't you go
wall,
do it again?
and now I'm saying it's Monday when it's a Friday, okay? I got issues.
Oh, no kidding.
We'll talk about the NHL playoff format needing to return, the old one, next on 101 ESPN. You could go yard all baseball season long with Underdog's Champions Game. Underdog is the leading place to make all your sports selections, and you can play now right here in our state of Missouri. Millions of fans have already won billions making plays on Underdog, and you can be next. It's super fun to play, too. You just go to Underdog, you download the app, and I got a promo code that can give you some free money, some free play here in a second. But when it comes to playing, download the app. Choose whether or not a player that you like in a specific matchup, or better yet, you don't like in a specific matchup, and choose whether or not to go higher or lower on their stats. Could be home runs, could be RBI, could be runs scored, strikeouts. You get the point. They got all kinds of different stats. They got all the games, and you don't have to just stick with baseball. You don't have to stick with just one baseball game. You could go one baseball game, choose a player in tonight's Cardinals-Diamondbacks game. Then you can hop over to maybe the Battlehawks if you want. They got UFL as well. Underdog's got all the action. Once your entry feels good, you could play for as little as $1. If you get everything right, you can win up to 1,000 times your money, all playing at Underdog. So download the Underdog app. Sign up with my promo code Anthony to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, with that promo code, which is Anthony. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncbgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 HOPE line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE and why. The Florida Panthers absolutely dismantled.
Boy, did they ever.
Dismantled their Carolina Hurricane opponent last night, 5-0. Marsh, this led you to jump to the thought of, hey, should the NHL go back to their old playoff format?
Yeah, absolutely. I saw a tweet or an X post from former Blue Carlo Koliakovo.
Wow.
And he put out there just a reminder that this matchup that we're seeing right now would have been a first-round playoff matchup in a 1-8 format. So you have the Carolina Hurricanes, who would have been the 4th seed overall with 99 points, taking on the Florida Panthers, who are the 5th seed with 98 points. And this changes the entire complexion of the Eastern Conference. So instead of this being a Eastern Conference final matchup, it's a first-round matchup, which that's what I feel like this is so far. It's not even close.
Well,
It's not even close.
A couple things. The Panthers finishing in 5th place is misleading.
For sure.
They had a lot of injuries. Kachuk was out for a big portion of the season. Other guys were in and out of the lineup. Ekblad was out for an extended period of time. All of that. So if this was a first-round matchup, it would still be a blowout like it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line. But I have been saying this for a couple of years now, that the 1-8 matchup would have been Washington against Montreal. It ended up being that anyways, right? Okay, so we take care of that. Washington would have won that. Toronto, first round, would have played New Jersey. Probably going to dismantle New Jersey.
Yep.
They get through relatively unscathed from the first round. Then it would have been Tampa, Ottawa. Could have been interesting. Carolina, and then Florida. So the Eastern Conference lines up like that. The Western Conference would have been Winnipeg, St. Louis, Vegas, Minnesota, just like it was. But then Dallas, Edmonton. We complain about the first round sometimes where, well, it's too bad the Avalanche had to play the Stars.
Right.
First round for this would have been Dallas, Edmonton, which is now your conference final.
Right.
So there are some things that are working with the current playoff format. But overall, for me, I feel like first place should play 8th place. Like, you should be rewarded.
For sure.
You know, you should be, and if you finish second place in your division or whatever it is, you shouldn't have to play. Like, the Tampa Bay Lightning had a good season. They shouldn't have had to play the Florida Panthers in the first round.
No.
Like, why the hell did they finish 3rd in the conference then? What was the reward? The reward is you get Florida in the first round.
Right.
Instead of Ottawa, who, is a young team just getting their feet wet in the playoffs.
Who knows, right?
Who knows?
In theory, that's a lesser team than Florida.
Yes.
In theory. It's statistically, too, all that stuff. You swap one Kachuk for another, I guess. But, yeah, I like the traditional first place versus 8th place. I don't like the wild card thing. I don't, like, why do you even call it wild card? It's 7th and 8th place in the conference. Like,
right.
It's fancy, I guess. It's sexy. It's provocative.
Right. That's people going.
I get the understanding when they change the rules to get those rivalries, those in-division rivalries going, but I'm kind of over that. And maybe I'm the only person that feels that way. I don't care, though. Like, I just want to and I was telling you in the office, I like when the Blues play different teams. I'm kind of sick of Dallas,
What?
Winnipeg.
Dallas is a wonderful city.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Sure it is.
Crescent Hotel is fantastic.
I like different
Talking about the
matchups.
hockey.
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay,
I like
sorry.
seeing them play different teams. And it just seems like we're always playing the central teams until the conference final.
Right.
And I don't know.
So why did they change it, Jamie? Just to try to unlock more rivalries?
The reason that I have been told and heard from Gary Bettman is that he wanted more competitive first rounds overall. He thinks, or the owners and he think, that it attracts more eyeballs to have the Avalanche play the Stars first round, the Panthers play the Lightning. Like, oh my God. If you're the casual hockey fan, you're like, I got a 2-in. That's a hell of a series right away. And then the belief is that once they watch that, they're hooked for the entirety of the playoffs.
Sure.
Well, that's not exactly playing out true right now. Ratings are way down for the NHL playoffs. I don't know why. 28% down on ESPN, I think, is like 10 or 11% down on TNT. Not great. So why is that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have the data to go through for that. But
Because it's not like it's not like you're lacking star power. You've got McDavid, you've got Draisaitl. Well, it's McDavid. Long pause.
yeah,
Draisaitl.
well, but here's where that's ESPN and TNT. I don't know what the Sportsnet ratings are, which is up in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
But this goes back to what I said at the start of the playoffs when I said McDavid and Matthews. Like you said, Toronto, Edmonton. Oh my God!
Yeah.
And I said, I think that's the worst case scenario because a lot of people in the U.S. don't know who the hell they are. Well, I heard of that guy. He's pretty good, isn't he? Yeah, that's good. All right, I'm gonna go watch the Cardinals play. Like, that's all. That's what I think.
Arizona Cardinals, you meant.
Oh, okay.
It was just an example, guys. Holy crap! But that's what I feel about. It's like some of the people down. You talk about McDavid. Some people. If you're in Iowa right now, somewhere in rural Iowa, you say, "Hey, how about that McDavid guy?" Big. Who? What are you talking about? Like, it's not like LeBron. It's not like he should be, but it's not.
I wonder if having 3 non-traditional hockey markets in the final 4, within the final 4 teams, and then the one team that is a traditional hockey market is a Canadian team. I wonder if that hurts. You don't have a Boston Bruin team in there. You don't have an original 6 team in the final 4 of these playoffs. I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong on this. Yesterday we talked about the NBA being a league full of superstars, and that's how people recognize the NBA is because of the players. For me, in hockey, it's based off of the teams, like what team kind of takes, gets your attention span. For me, it's original 6 teams. It's the big markets.
Yeah.
You have to have at least one of them. I think you have to have an underdog, too. I don't know if you have that right now. Carolina, you could call them an underdog, sure. Yeah. They're boring. Like I don't like watching Carolina. They have done nothing in the playoffs other than win 2 rounds, and they do nothing. I have zero faith that they're going to win this series. I had zero faith coming into the series.
But there's no chance.
There's no chance.
How do you feel now?
Less than 0.
After last night, how do you feel?
It's not compelling. I don't care.
Yeah.
McDavid and Draisaitl are great to watch. But again, is the casual fan going to tune into a Canadian team?
It's a shame that they haven't capitalized off of all the momentum that they created in the 4 Nations tournament. And I guess at some point...
They did for a while.
They did, but I guess at some point that was going to fade, but everybody was watching hockey following that 4 Nations tournament.
Well, let's just be honest. Everybody was watching hockey because the Kachuk brothers decided to turn it into a bar fight.
True.
That's the only reason people were watching.
Bring back fighting.
Yeah.
They do have fighting, but you know what I mean. Bring back the old 90s style of hockey.
I mean, I'd be here for it.
Wouldn't you love to see, just for even a little bit, what would happen if you had the 90s style hockey and basketball?
Oh, yeah.
Is it just you and I, reminiscing on the old times?
Well, I would
and this
love
is just
to
what
see,
happens when you get older?
I would love to see, your mid-90s Dallas Stars, Detroit Red Wings teams play against, the Florida Panthers. Or, we think the Florida Panthers are, that's a big, bad team. They're bullying their opponent. Go play against the Dallas Stars with Darian Hatcher on the blue line, with guys running around clubbing each other, where you could grab a guy by the shirt and pull him backwards, where you could hook a guy and hold on to him for 5 seconds in the defensive zone. Let's see you dangle through that. Flip side of that, let's see you try to skate. Darian Hatcher, let's see you try and turn the bus around as McDavid's going wide on you. It would be really fun experiment if you could actually do that, like a video game,
Right, a clash in styles.
Yeah.
I also I feel like the NHL had their moment already. We were talking about yesterday with the NBA. We had a texter text in, did the NBA have their moment with the Knicks and Pacers? That came at a really good time for the NBA, because I could say the same thing about their Final Four teams. I don't really care. But at least you have the Knicks in there, right? I don't know if you can say that about what we're watching with the NHL unless you include the Oilers, who are a Canadian team.
Right.
I think the NHL already had their moment, but it happened in the first round. Mikko Rantanen's 3 hat-trick, the hat-trick.
Oh, man. Unreal.
The Jets coming back to win. The Canadian team, though.
Right.
Winnipeg. no one cares about them. Like,
Oh, man.
they don't.
No,
Have you
you're
been to
right.
Winnipeg? It's not fun.
I've been there a lot recently.
They got a great goaltender in the regular season.
Yeah.
Very compelling.
Yeah. It's fascinating on 101 ESPN. Hey, by the way,
What?
Stars Oilers, game 2, pregame tonight, 6:30.
I got it right.
Puck drop at 7 o'clock.
Good job, buddy.
Got it yesterday, too. You like that pivot?
The 816 says, we want glow pucks.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, glow pucks.
Block him.
No, don't block him.
I'm joking. I
He's,
don't block anybody.
he's joking. All right, it's fascinating on 101 ESPN. How
You
can
don't
we...
think I know he's joking?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
It was just a reaction. Like, Jamie, he's joking. It wasn't like
It's like you're
don't you
questioning my
know
intelligence,
he's in...
quite honestly.
No.
never
But
do
you know
that.
what, Jamie?
What?
I'll review the way I speak to you. I'll take a good, hard look in the mirror, and I'll see how I can get better, all right, with my communication with you.
All right. I'd appreciate that.
You got it, buddy. How can Major League Baseball improve the game day experience? We'll talk about that next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals take on the Arizona Diamondbacks tonight. First pitch tonight is at 7:15, and you can watch that game on Apple TV+. Miles Michaelis on the mound going up against Zach Gallen. Tonight on 101 ESPN, we'll have Game 2 of the NHL Western Conference Final as the Dallas Stars host the Edmonton Oilers. Dallas leads that series 1-0. Pre-game starts at 6:30. Puck drop is at 7. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Don't forget we have our mic drop, our Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop ready to go for today. Have the Cardinals changed your expectations for this season? That's what we're asking. Have the Cardinals changed your expectations for this season? So feel free to leave us a mic drop via the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. The Cardinals just announced that Matt Swanson has been recalled from AAA Memphis. Chris Roycroft has been optioned to Memphis.
Well, Swanee's back, huh?
Yeah. Boy, Chris Roycroft, not, having a great year. But he'll be fine, Jamie. He'll be fine. Katie Woo discussed at The Athletic with attendance down, Cardinals have been committed, or have been committed, that was the wrong way to say it. With attendance down, the Cardinals commit to improving Busch Stadium experience. So the Cardinals are well aware of the fact that attendance is down, but they also know that their product is improving. Some of the things that they have discussed are perhaps putting the stats, if you really like analytics, some of the analytical stats on the scoreboard.
No.
Which I think is not a great idea.
Terrible.
Well,
Read the room.
Right.
People in St. Louis don't want that. Sorry, BK. But people, he's from Kansas City, so it's fine.
Yeah, you were talking about him.
No.
You were definitely talking about him when you mentioned that.
Not really him in particular. Just, I can't imagine too many people. Like, when I look up at the scoreboard, I want it to be easy. As it is, sometimes I'm searching for the batting average or the pitch, and then the pitch is happening, and can you imagine throwing a whole bunch more numbers up there for me to try and dissect?
No.
And look at half of them where I go, what the hell is that?
It's a small group.
Very small.
And then I don't think those people are interested when they're at the ballpark. I don't think they're interested in exit velo.
Anthony, what am I holding up here?
Phone.
What can I access with my phone?
Exit velo and other stats.
Yep. I don't need it on the scoreboard. I don't.
So, some of the bullet points from the article.
Some of the people in attendance, people cheering and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. They get the kiss cam, the baby cam, something cam.
Whatever.
Superhero cam.
Yeah.
They got some guy named Cam they just throw up there. They show on there. Sustainable business focus. The Cardinals emphasize the importance of sustainable economic model with equal attention to both the baseball and business side of the organization. Promotions, and giveaways. While promotional events and giveaways are central to attracting fans, the team acknowledges the need to also focus on the core appeal of baseball itself. The organization recognizes that baseball dominates the summer and aims to engage a wide variety of fans during this peak time. They got an upcoming test, of course, with Memorial Day this weekend. Key test for fan engagement and team performance will be the 3-game series against the Diamondbacks. Recent performance improvement. Obviously, the Cardinals are playing better, so they feel as though that more people will come into the gates. And if the team continues to play well, that obviously attendance will come up. That is honestly, guys, I hate to just break it down to its simplest form. If the team plays better or continues to play well, I should say, fans are going to be there.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to overcomplicate this.
I don't get it. Okay, guys? Now walk me through this if you can, or maybe you know, maybe you don't. I don't get it. I've never once in my life attended a sporting event worried about my game day experience.
No.
Like,
I'm
I
with you.
haven't. And I know there's a science to it, okay? I know. Because the Blues do an excellent job of making their game day experience for fans the best they can. And I know what they have a staff that actually travel with us on the road sometimes, specifically to new arenas, to see what they're doing in-house, how they do. Like, it is a very big thing that people take a lot of pride in. And I'm okay with that. But me personally, I've never gone to a game going, why? I wish the music was better or louder, or I wish they had a DJ between periods, and wish they had, I don't know.
Blues won in overtime, but you know what stunk? That game day experience.
Yeah.
Like, no, nobody's ever
Or
said
the
that.
Blues lost in overtime. But man, that game day experience was great.
Right,
I feel like they won because that was great. Like,
feel like
that
they
Cotton Eye
cared.
Joe came on in the third, man. I just started dancing. Like, I don't get it.
That's the cherry on top. I'm completely with you. This is like focusing on the need for gas in a car when there's no wheels. You know what I mean?
That's pretty good.
You know what that car needs? It needs gas. Yes, you're right. It's got no wheels, though. Yeah, but what if we get some extra gas?
We get wheels.
And we put it in the back. No, you don't need the gas. You do, but focus on the wheels. The car needs wheels. Your team needs to play well. If your team plays well, fans will show up. Now, as an added bonus, when you take the kids to the ballpark or you take buddies to the ballpark, if the game day experience is pretty fun too, they got some stuff going on in between innings, awesome. But you cannot attract fans to your stadium or arena with the game day experience. I'm not there early enough to get any of the giveaways. Marsh is there; he's ready to go. He loves the giveaways.
loves the puzzle.
That's not why you go.
Well,
Like, you enjoy it.
Marshy might.
Whenever I end up going, it just so happens there's a giveaway. And it just so happens.
You're there early enough to get that giveaway.
Yeah, on the weekends.
Are you
for
timing
sure.
your Cardinals games based upon the giveaways?
No, if Anthony gives me tickets, I'll go.
Okay, so even the person that does enjoy the giveaway, you're not going for the giveaway.
I don't go for the giveaway. I go because I like the atmosphere of a baseball stadium.
Yeah.
The Cardinals could be terrible. I'll still go to a game, though, because I just like being at the ballpark.
Yeah.
I like going with my buddies and drinking a few beers and hanging out downtown.
Mm-hmm.
If they're winning, even better.
Right.
I don't look at I wonder, they're playing the, press your luck game today. I can't wait for them to play press your luck.
Right.
Fight the puck.
Even though I'm like, hey, you gotta hold on this
Right.
one. Like,
Yeah.
don't
Once
be
you're
pressing your
there-
luck now.
Once you're there, it's fine. But to get you in the ballpark, the team's got to be playing well.
I don't look at it. I just go because I like going to the ballpark.
I equate this almost to movies. You watch a trailer, you're interested enough. Now, obviously, we don't go to a lot of theaters nowadays, but not too long ago, or I said that so I didn't have to say back in my day. I'll just say back in my day. Back in my day, you watch a trailer, right? You're like, oh, that looks good. I'm gonna go see that movie.
hooked.
There's no guarantee that movie's gonna be good. But I got hooked. I was interested. Same deal with the games. Blues look good. Trailer looks good. Cardinals playing well. All right, I'll go see a game. No guarantee that the game's going to go my way, but I'm in the ballpark. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
Experience is there.
How much do you think, and this is probably a dumb question, how much do you think the price of things affects this right now?
I think it affects it greatly. I'm a family of five.
What's the solution, right? Because the cost of goods, period, without getting into the business economics of the world right now, everything is going up right now. And if you're the Cardinals, you can't lose money because you will eventually lose money if you don't price your things accordingly.
Sure.
So, like that, and then also, without diving too far into the weeds, not politically, because this is not a political statement, but maybe it is. I don't know. Just a dumb Canadian living in the U.S. right now.
That's not true. Well, you are living in the U.S.
Thank
this
you.
time.
Yes, thank you. But would a heavier police presence downtown on game nights, Because I feel like game days, like day ball,
Yeah.
I see so many people walking around. It's got a great feel to it. They're walking the streets, ballpark village. You go to a night game, and it's not the same. People leaving the ballpark, it's not the same. A lot of you see on social media, the windows being busted on cars and things like that. Would a heavier police presence make you feel better about going down there? And I don't know if that's stopping people.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop me, but maybe it stops somebody else. I don't know. Are those bad questions?
They're not bad questions, especially
Does
not.
it just take us too far into the weeds?
It's not. Well, no, especially not with parents. Like it's a good question. I mean, we've been to the ballpark a couple of times now this season, and there were night games. I didn't feel like I was in danger, but I do think having parents feel good about bringing the kids to the ballpark safety is huge. Yeah.
Well, can you imagine if you're down there? Let's say Kristen doesn't go. Because I've done this with my kids. It's been me and like 3 of my kids when they were little.
Yeah.
And you're down there, 3 little kids, and like you got to leave the ballpark at 10 o'clock at night. And like maybe it's not the safest. You couldn't get close parking, so you've got like.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. When Killian and I went to the Battlehawk game, it was during the day, so I didn't get this experience. But I parked. I know of one garage that I used to park in all the time when I used to do the Rams radio broadcast, and it's several blocks away. It's just what I'm comfortable with. The price point was fine. I knew my car was going to be safe in there, so I parked there, and then we had to walk. If that was at night, I may have felt differently walking, even just with Killian. So, yeah, I can see that, Jamie, being an impact. You were going to say something, Marsh, before we wrap up here?
I kind of want to circle back to your movie thing, because I actually think that's a really good metaphor in a sense. I think with certain franchises that have established a fan base, I think as of now, and you can pick from a few different ones, the content itself has gone away from what it used to be. And I think now when some movies or TV shows that come out that actually are pretty good, people aren't really wanting to tune into it because of all the sourness that was there beforehand in the middle of the original stuff coming out and then whatever has taken place since.
Sure.
And then they come back out with like a good product. Like BK today, he was talking about Star Wars, right? Like to me, that's a great example. You have your original trilogy, Disney takes over. You had your prequels too, but Disney takes over. Some stuff has been, it's been okay.
Yeah.
And then you have Andor, which I've told you should watch. It's an incredible show. I don't think people watch it though because they're, I don't really.
Yeah, not into Star Wars.
I'm not into the Star Wars content hasn't been good, which I think people are feeling that way about the Cardinals.
Yeah.
The product hasn't been good.
Yeah.
Right.
You almost have to like see it and hear about it, and you got to see people go to the ballpark to really buy in.
If they keep winning, people will buy in. That's just again. We said let's be simple in this 12 minutes in, but
my problem though is, and maybe it's with the Cardinals organization, is you're playing winning baseball right now. Your team is playing exciting brand of baseball, yet the headlines are you're improving the game day experience.
right.
Why would, if you're going to have an article written about your ball club right now, why wouldn't it be, hey, Katie, could you target Mason Wynn, Victor Scott? Can we do a feature on so-and-so? Like, hey, Derek Gould, we'd really love to have you talk about this. Or
Yeah.
it's a game day experience.
Sure.
It's like, what?
Yeah. I'm with you.
That's just me.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101
That's
ESPN.
just one man's opinion.
That's just
Anthony.
one man's opinion. All right, it's the Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We got what's trending next.
topics in the sports world.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending? Brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter and Jamie Rivers. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, our guy, Joseph Newgarden.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in trouble.
What?
Well, maybe not.
Oh!
The two-time defending Indy 500 winner, who will start in the last row as punishment for the illegally modified part that was found during the qualifying, which we had mentioned before on the show.
Right.
He had the fastest lap in the final practice on Carb Day at 225.687 miles per hour. So we'll be starting the last row here, but
he's running hot.
He's running hot. And Anthony, you were on the spread zone, and you gave your pick to win the Indy 500. Was it Joseph Newgarden or was it somebody else?
No, it wasn't Joseph Newgarden, who I would have
Shame on
selected.
you.
Hey, hang on.
He's part of the fast lane.
I know I would have selected him until you realize that about 47% of the winners come for the first row at Indy 500.
I didn't hear 100%.
No, 47%. That's a lot. First three row would be the first three cars. So mine was award. My selection was award to win it. Only because Joseph Newgarden's starting all the way in the back. What are you going to do?
Whatever. You just don't have faith in him.
He's starting in the back.
Joseph's probably listening today on the app because we know he's an avid listener.
Of course.
He's probably not even mad. He's probably hurt. Rough times as it is, they get caught with an illegal part on the car. Mm-hmm. Probably not his fault.
No.
Damn mechanic. Now he's going to start in the back.
Damn lawyer screwed me.
And now here's you, just abandoning him. I'm not, Joseph. I pick him to win.
So,
Well, I'm motivating him.
you are.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
He's not. He's sending me a text right now.
You know what? He's going to win it either way.
Yeah, he says clearly not motivated.
Motivation.
He says, tell Anthony that hurts.
Well, Joseph, I'm sorry.
Oh, boy.
You
Joseph,
feel
turn
that
your
way.
radio off now.
There it is. There it is. Speaking of the Indy 500, though, when I was in high school, one of my teachers told me that the Indy 500 was one of the coolest sporting events that he had ever been to. And, you know, the football, basketball, baseball guy, like not so much IndyCar or any driving, you know, racing. But the Indy 500, one of the coolest sporting events, and I've always wanted to go to it. I've never been, and I'm not really into racing by any means, but I've heard it's super cool to be at. Is there any sporting event that you wish you could attend before you die? Like major sporting event, not arena or stadium, but a sporting event.
Well, if it's not an arena or stadium, where's it going to be at then?
Well, I'm saying, like, I'm not saying, oh, I really want to go to, I don't know, the big house.
The Rose Bowl or something like that.
yeah,
You're talking about the event.
The actual event, like the
okay.
Super Bowl
Right.
or Game 7 of the World Series, or like,
Right.
which one would you guys pick?
Yeah, I've never been to a Super Bowl because when I was playing, you know, you're in the middle of hockey season. I'd love to go to a Super Bowl. The Indy 500 is up there, though. Like, you'll have over 300,000 people there. Their actual stadium where they sit holds like 250,000 people.
Wow.
And they can
That's insane.
add on. I did go to a race one time down in Atlanta, Georgia, and we were privy to get to the inside of the track, you know? It's a whole different world, man. Like, you're watching from the stands, it's cool. You get into the inside of the track there, it's like its own world. You're bopping from trailer to trailer to truck to truck. It's like a massive tailgating party. And meanwhile, there's cars.
Me too.
You did the same thing?
Atlanta.
No!
Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yes!
Same deal. I was writing for like an online, you know, when like online magazines were really popular and
Yeah.
stuff. It was a sponsor hosted event. They wanted me to come out to write about the experience, right? Atlanta Motor Speedway.
What year?
Flew down there.
Game day experience.
What
Anthony?
year was that? No, it wouldn't have been because I was 20 years old, so no.
No, it wasn't the same time. This was maybe 09.
Yeah, because my brother was playing in the IHL for the Atlanta Knights at the time, and they all got invited down to go, and I was with them at the time.
Sure,
it was awesome.
This was 08, 09.
Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah, but so he was a rookie at the time, but Brad Keselowski I got to ride in the vehicle with him as he opened it up, and it was incredible. How close they get to the wall is insane.
And then amazing how you feel like when they hammer it, feel like you sink into your seat.
Oh yeah.
Did you feel like you're gonna die?
No. The speed is one thing.
Yeah.
But the thing that tripped me up was the how close he got to the wall.
Yeah.
And I'm leaning away from the wall.
Tucking his arms inside.
Holy smoke. The other
Did
thing
you have the crap handle? Do they have one of those in the car?
Yeah. And I actually have video they have the in the car video of it, right? So I have the video of me and Keselowski in the car, right? But you could definitely tell, I'm leaning away from. I'm oh man, he's gonna nail this wall. The other thing, and I'm sure you saw it too. There's nothing in the vehicle.
No. So short story here.
It's just a damn. I almost swore. It's just an engine.
Oh yeah.
And that's it.
So funny story is my brother and I at one point. So there's NASCAR down in the U.S. Well, there's CASCAR up in Canada.
Okay.
And my brother and I at one point owned part of a car. We were part owners in a car. And, which, by the way, terrible investment. Cost me a lot of money. I couldn't believe how much money those things cost.
Not a good return on investment.
No. We had a great driver, but he was a little nuts. He was kind of like Tom Cruise in Days of Thunder.
Okay. Just hit the pace car.
He either wins or he crashes.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. When they crash, it costs a lot of money.
Okay.
It costs a lot of money. So, anyways, but one of the perks is two things. One, you could take the car out. They had one day a year where the owners could take the car out and drive it themselves around the track. So I got to do that. That was kind of cool. Got it up to 150 miles an hour. I didn't press too much, but it gets a little scary.
Yeah.
Then you get to go with your driver too. And he was he's dropping the right up next to the wall. And oh my God.
Yeah.
And your eyeballs feel like they're shaking.
Well, the road
time.
too, you're trying to look at the stands going by, and you're just.
Oh yeah, no chance.
Yeah.
So it was. So that was cool.
They're loud.
They're really loud.
Just the sound walking to the stadium while they were practicing was loud.
I think another cool race experience, and we are getting text messages on the Air Comfort Service text line, the Kentucky Derby.
Sure.
That'd be really cool to go to.
On the infield and stuff.
Yeah.
Get all dressed up and, place a couple wagers on some horses and just experience the day.
Sure. Yeah, that's a great bucket list event as well.
Masters, too.
We had talked to Tommy Matter. Next year, the Fast Lane should broadcast from the Indy 500.
Infield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to make that happen, right?
They can't be racing though, right? We already had our troubles when a band was playing behind us.
Band was playing behind us at Ballpark Village.
Let's get on a Monday.
We go to the Kentucky Derby. Get Tommy online too. The Fast Lane has to start being at some of these events.
I'm sure you'll love
Super Bowl, all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All of them. All of the big events. They'll get sponsors for
it's
it.
Fine.
Yeah.
We know the money's there.
Seriously? We can't even get invited to the Dotem.
Very true. It's a good point.
Yeah.
Lineup game for the Cardinals' first game matchup against the Diamondbacks next on 101 ESPN. 6, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Cardinals open up a new series against the Arizona Diamondbacks tonight at Busch Stadium. Towing the rubber for the Cardinals will be Miles Michaelis. He will oppose some guy named Zach Gallen.
I've never heard of him.
He's a former Marlin.
Yeah, that's probably why I never heard of him.
Probably, yeah.
Marlins do a good job of drafting and developing those players.
They certainly do. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so lineup game. Got to go with Luz. Got to go with Lars Nootbaar.
Lutz Pfannenstiel?
Lutz Pfannenstiel.
What the hell, Anthony? I know you're a big soccer fan, but come on.
Followed by Roman Berkey in the 2-hole.
Klaus.
All right, show us Lars Nootbaar.
International superstar.
Watch out, don't run into any walls or anything.
All right, show us. Mason Wynn, please.
Second. Bring me that arm.
Brandon Donovan.
Yeah, well, just popcorn.
All right, sure. Show us.
That's how they say it in the biz.
They do.
Yeah.
Brendan Donovan.
Look at that guy. Vibrant, handsome, hair.
Show us.
Wilson Contreras.
You don't know how to play first base. It's not that hard. Tell him watch.
It's incredibly hard.
You like that? I
Hey,
did that.
anything worth doing is.
All right. Show us one of the better young hitters in Major League Baseball, Ivan Herrera.
Oh, Yvonne? That's a French-ass name, Yvonne. Yeah, my little croissant. Little cheese on my croissant.
My favorite part. All right, me?
Yeah.
Show us. Nolan Arenado.
A lot of people think you get in your mid-30s and your career's over, but like I always say, until they stop scouting, I ain't going to stop playing.
All right. Let's pause
Pressure's
for a second.
on now, buddy.
Let's pause for a second here.
Okay, so.
Zach Gallen's on the hill. He's a right-hander.
Alec Burleson.
I'm thinking Alec Burleson and not Jaywalk. Jaywalker.
You want to rethink that?
No. It's a good nickname. So you're good with it?
Yes.
Alec Burleson?
Yes.
Show us Alec Burleson.
You're already acting like you're a star, and we haven't even opened yet.
That's good.
All right, this has got to be Petey Pages, right?
Agreed.
Show us Pedro Baez.
Smithies, throw this at him. You're out.
Maybe.
And for a complete lineup, some would call it a perfect lineup. Show us Victor Scott. The second.
Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
Yes. Nice work. March, run it.
Good job, gentlemen. Leading off in left field, Lars Nootbaar. Batting second, the shortstop, Mason Wynn. Batting third, second baseman, Brendan Donovan. Your cleanup hitter, first baseman, Wilson Contreras. Batting fifth, the DH, Ivan Herrera. Batting sixth, third baseman, Nolan Arenado. Batting seventh in right field, Alec Burleson. Batting eighth and catching is Pedro Pages. And batting ninth in center field is Victor Scott the second.
Back. They fair.
Go foul!
I don't believe what I just saw. Home run.
All right, Marshy, what do we got for latest standings?
All right, so the last time we played this, I believe, was on Tuesday for the Tuesday game, and only Nolan Arenado hit a home run that night.
Can you believe he hit one?
Yes.
None of us
absolutely.
had him. None of us had him. So the standings remain the same. Carey has 6 points. Jamie has 5. Anthony, you have 4. And I have 3.
All right, this is what we're going to do. Carey's not here. He is also not sending his pick. So we're all going to go first. All right? We're not going to give him a pick that...
I don't think we're going to give him the same pick we're taking.
Well, I'm just saying. So...
Feels like an off-the-bench game for Carey.
Absolutely. It sounds like a Poso game.
I
for
was
him.
thinking the same thing.
Yeah. You know what? Let's just give him Poso.
There we
Yeah.
go.
All right, there you go.
Watch this backfire on us.
If it does, we don't even say anything.
Poso off the bench. You can't do that.
We don't even say anything.
You can't be that much of a scumbag. You
Come on,
can't.
man. This is a game. I always send in my picks when I'm not here. Always.
I do sometimes.
You do sometimes.
Sometimes.
13% of the time, you do.
It's better than 0.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I always say.
So Poso is off the board.
So then who's up?
You.
Me. Wow. I'm going to go with Contreras. I've gone with like 3 games. At some point, he's bound to hit one.
Sure. The old do factor. Yeah, give me Ivan Herrera.
Yeah.
Please and thank you.
I'm going to go with Lars Nootbaar.
Who is leading the Cardinals in home runs.
You got 6?
7's the number.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, there's your lineup game for the Cardinals and the Diamondbacks. Miles Michaelis, 3-2 on the year, 3.77 ERA. Zach Allen, 3-5, 4.14 ERA. Guy sucks, huh? Gallen?
Yeah.
Shouldn't have got him from the Marlins, you know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. How much is too much for the Blues when it comes to free agency? What's that cutoff line? That's next on 101 ESPN. It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. How much is too much for the Blues when it comes to free agency? So, in other words, the Blues obviously want to improve their team, but they're just throwing a whole bunch of free agent dollars at players might not always be the smartest idea. But is it important for the Blues to not become the Cardinals and spend money on lower tier guys? And do the Blues need to get somebody in free agency to help push this team forward? Like, where do you fall on this? Because you want to make improvements of your Army, but spending just to spend doesn't make sense either.
No,
that could set you back. So what's kind of the line of demarcation?
Well, so there's a couple of names that are out there currently. Mitch Marner being one, which I don't even think Doug Armstrong's thinking about that at this point. I just don't see why you would do that. And the other name that Blues fans have been talking about is Sam Bennett. Now, Sam Bennett is currently on the last year of his deal, making $4.425. He is going to get an absolute mammoth raise. Like, on the Daily Faceoff, they have him projected to make upwards of $9 million in a term of 7 years. So he's doubling his money, and he's going to get 7 years at that. I think that's going to be too much for the Blues. I do. You have other options such as Brock Nelson at 33, but he's 33 years old.
Yeah.
And they're projecting, somewhere around 6.5 as a cap it. Well, what are you giving him for term? 3 years? He'd be 36. He had a horrible playoff for Colorado. Didn't do anything. He technically checks the box as a second-line center. But he'd probably be third line here because he's not, in my opinion, he's not as good as Braden Shen.
Sure.
Nor is he as valuable. So why would you waste your money there? John Tavares is a hot name that's out there right now. I don't think he's leaving Toronto. His picture in his little Leafs pajamas when he was a kid and all that stuff, he ain't leaving Toronto. He's going to take less money to stay there. He's made a ton of money already in his career. He wants to stay with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I think they're going to keep that marriage alive. So scratch him off the list. And then when you go through this on Cap Wages, which, by the way, I tell everybody it's a great site, John Tavares, Brock Nelson, Sam Bennett, Claude Giroux, he's going to stay in Ottawa. He wants to stay with the Senators. That's it. Your notable center iceman, that's it. Matt Duchene, but he's going to stay in Dallas. He's already said he's going to work something out in Dallas. So now, to your point, it would be just like the Cardinals. We're just going to go sign somebody.
Right. Who's the top name at a certain position because we have to show the fan base that we're trying.
Which I don't think they can do. I don't think they want to do. For me, $9 million's a lot for Sam Bennett. I thought it'd be 7. At 7, I was like, you know what? Army and Steiner can get creative. They can shed some salary somewhere. Pick your player that you don't like currently. You could text it in. I see all the ones you text in. And you can make the math work.
Yeah.
At $9 million, it may not hurt you. You may be able to do it for next year. But then if you do extend Holloway and Broberg at the number that I think they're going to get, then you're screwed.
Yeah.
Because I think they're going to get $8 million each. 8 times 8, I think. Then you put that along with 9 for Bennett, 8 for Kyrou, 8 for Thomas.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You're starting to creep up there. And then Fowler, where's he going to land on this? Because Cam Fowler said he'd love to stay here. And you just saw how friggin' valuable he is.
What do you think his number would be? Roughly, obviously.
Well, let me just go look at what he's currently being paid, because he's not one that I have off the top of my head here. So Cam Fowler's currently making $4 million. He's every bit of $6 million, I think. On the open market, I think he gets 6 to maybe 7 now after the way he's played with the Blues.
Wow.
And he's 33 years old, probably a 3-year deal. So the money's going to be up there. And right now, Sam Bennett, with every single shift he takes in the playoffs, his stock is rising. And his stock is rising because we just went over the free agents. They're not there. There's no competition for him in the way he plays. He's a unicorn in this year's free agent class. Now, let's go to 2026. Connor McDavid, Jack Eichel, Alex Tuch, Anze Kopitar,
Wow.
Those are center icemen that will be available next year's free agency. So maybe the Blues, we had that discussion yesterday about Radek Faksa, Oscar Sundqvist. Maybe the Blues ride it out with Sonny at third line, Faksa fourth line, and they're hoping that the growth and the maturity and the improvements, or the development rather, of Bolduc, Snuggerud, Holloway, that they'll get more out of those guys, which will compensate for maybe not having enough at the center ice position for offense.
Sure.
And then they dive into the pool next summer via free agency. And I'm not even suggesting McDavid, because that number is going to be 15, 16 million, somewhere in that range. But a Jack Eichel, that could be fun. That could be fun. He's a good 200-foot player. He's productive on the power play, good penalty killer, strong center iceman, good in the faceoff dot. Maybe he's a guy you kind of push your chips in a little bit and say, we'd like him to be a Blue. He's 28 years old. You probably give him a 6-year deal.
Right.
Is there any way that Doug Armstrong makes a hockey trade this summer?
It's going to have to be. If you want to improve,
Yeah.
I don't see any value via free agency. I just don't. So it's going to have to be some kind of a hockey trade or an offer sheet. Who knows?
We don't know. Honestly, like, anything wouldn't shock me at this point.
No.
Based on what we saw last offseason.
Well, if you look at offer sheet wise, okay? Marco Rossi in Minnesota, I wouldn't do that. He's only 23. He made 7.3 last year. So, or his projected cap, it would be 7.3 for 7 years. I'm not giving Marco Rossi $49 million or $50 million. I'm just not.
Yeah.
I'm not there. Gabe Vilardi, we saw him in Winnipeg. He's more of a winger than a center, but he has played both. Mason McTavish is an interesting one. He's only 22 years old with Anaheim, and his value could be 6 times 6 or 6 times 7. If Army was to offer sheet him, it would probably have to be 6 times 7.5.
Wouldn't they have enough money, though, to re-sign him?
They would, but Edmonton had enough money, too. They made room for Holloway and Broberg, and they chose not to. Now, the Ducks being a young team, I would see them matching anything that comes their way.
Yeah.
Especially for a guy like Mason McTavish. He would be my guy that I would circle. If I'm going to offer sheet any one of these guys, he would be the guy.
Who's a team right now in the league that is, and I know the cap's going up, so things are definitely going to change here, but who's a team that is sort of tiptoeing the line of being cap-strapped or have a lot of good young players that need contracts coming up?
So a team that, I don't know. I'd have to do some research on that. You know, like that's a deep dive. I'd have to go through each team, see where they're at in the cap space, check out how many RFAs they have total, and work backwards from that. We do get a text here from somebody says, from Oakville Lawnmonger. Broberg, $8 million a year, question mark. He has more growing to do, but they need young defense. Yeah, Broberg at $8 million? Did you watch that guy?
I did.
Like, really? That's a no-brainer for me. And he's 22 years old, I think. Maybe 23 now. Let's see here. He is, Philip Broberg, he is 23 now. Give him an 8-year deal till he's 31. You're getting the best years of this guy.
Right. That's what you want.
And $8 million 2 years from now is going to be nothing.
Right.
It's going to end up looking like the Colton Parayko deal, Dom.
Well, a lot of people, I mean, it wasn't just him. There was a fair amount of Blues fans, too, that were disgusted by the fact that he wound up being, what was it, 6.5?
$6.5 million.
And that's it for Colton Parayko.
Colton Parayko.
I give you a lot of credit, too, because you've always been, I mean, you have been steadfast in saying that deal will look great in X amount of years. And you said that 3 years ago.
I thought it was fantastic work by Army.
What about Jack Roslovic out of Carolina?
No thanks.
No thanks?
No, hard fast.
22 goal
How many teams
scorers.
has he been on already? How old is he?
He's 28.
How many teams?
I have no idea off the top of my head.
It's not a knock on him, right?
Yeah.
But my point is, if he was so good, why are people getting rid of him?
It's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, the flip side of that is other teams wanted him, but I don't know. He doesn't do it for me. Like, if I'm Army, I'd rather wait and really try to strike next summer when, like, the big dogs are available.
Sure.
Offer sheet a Logan Stankoven.
You could, but he's not a center.
No, but I mean, he can. It says right here on Puckpedia, center, right winger.
Yeah, he's a right winger. I'm not putting that guy at center.
I'm just trying to think of teams that could.
Well, Carolina might walk on that because they're cheap.
Well, and are they a team that could blow it up? Right? They're like, this core isn't getting it done. We always talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Not the guy.
No, I know. He wouldn't be a part of that.
He's the only return they got for Rantanen, basically.
Right. Yeah, that'd be tough.
All right, it's fascinating on 101 ESPN. Is Ryan Helsley an automatic sell for the Cardinals at the trade deadline? This question gets more complicated the more series that the Cardinals win. That's next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals in action tonight, taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Miles Michaelis on the mound, going up against Zach Gallen. First pitch is at 7:15, and you can watch that game on Apple TV+. Tonight on 101 ESPN, you can listen to Game 2 of the NHL Western Conference Final between the Dallas Stars and the Edmonton Oilers. Dallas leads that series 1-0. Pre-game for that one starts at 6:30. Puck drop is at 7. Coming up next right here in the Fast Lane, is Ryan Helsley an automatic sell for the Cardinals at the trade deadline, or are things changing? We'll discuss that next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Is Ryan Helsley an automatic sell for the Cards at the trade deadline?
Yes.
Here's, hold on there. I know he asked it.
Coming up next here on one.
No, still got some time. Here's MLB Central, and if they being the Cardinals, buy or sell at the deadline.
I think the Cardinals have been so good because they eliminated expectations. It's crazy, but it's just kind of the way the game works. I think they should continue to sell up until their closer. I think when you look at it, that you've got Nolan Gorman needs to play. He's not going to be the defensive player that Arenado is. I think he's going to produce if given a chance to play every single day. And then they just sent out Thomas Segisi. He's a good player. Got no place to play. I think he should be in the mix. When you look at Fetty, are they going to win a championship with those kind of pitching? I mean, I like McGreevy. I like Quinn Matthews. They have young pitching coming on. The closer I would hesitate on, because as a young club, you want to win the games that you have to win. I think the Cardinals are stuck with the fact, is this team good enough to win a World Series?
Okay.
If they're not good enough to win a World Series, let's continue to tinker with it until we put the group together that they're good enough to win.
All right, so that's one aspect of it. So let's just stick with that. One, do you guys agree with what they're talking about with MLB Central? Because I do. I don't think that they're in a spot right now to say, hey, we're a legit World Series contender. I'm not saying you can't make small additions. I'm not saying that you can't stay pat and just say, Ryan Helsley, we need to, we're in contention, we're going to keep him, and we're just going to make small adds that's not going to cost us the future. But I don't think they painted a picture that is unrealistic on MLB Central from that audio. Do you guys?
No. How old is Ryan Helsley again?
He's 29, 30.
So I'm going to ask a question. It might be stupid. And if it is, it's fine. I'm okay with that.
He's 30.
A lot of stupid questions before.
No, hey.
Is he at the age where you should walk on him? Because he's obviously, last year was tremendous. He's obviously still one of the best closers in the game.
Sure.
But my first thought, so I'm going to walk you through my thoughts here. My first thought was, well, why don't the Cardinals just call his agent and extend him right now? Because if this team is better than we thought, and where they might be, a year from now, 2 years from now, then Helsley could be a big part of that too. Like if you have a good piece, sometimes you keep the good piece for when the team gets better.
Sure.
But at 30 years old, one, what does that extension look like, term and dollar value?
Right.
And are you gonna get the best years of him, or have they already happened?
Yeah.
As a gas-throwing reliever, I think I would trade him. No matter what the circumstance is for the Cardinals, I think I would trade him with the premise of we can get something for this guy. We can. And they're proving right now that although they don't have a direct replacement for Helsley, they're proving right now in some games they don't need Ryan Helsley. So for me, if I was Heimblum, I would trade him and maximize whatever I could, because I think Ryan Helsley, and I could be wrong, I think he's on the downside. He's on the back nine of his career here as the position that he's in. I don't think you're going to get 3, 4, 5 years of gas from him anymore.
And are you willing to pay for that heading into next season? Because that's the other question.
To extend him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said no. No
Right.
chance.
So, but let's just say he wants to hit the open market. That's even more reason to maximize the value that you have in him right now.
And if that's the case, like I would have already had conversations, and I'm sure they have.
Yeah.
I would have already had conversations with Ryan Helsley's representatives and said, hey, we're thinking about extending you. Even I'm lying, okay. We're thinking about extending you. What do you think you're going to want? And then when you know what he's going to want, you already know firsthand, like, he's going to be a free agent. But you don't tell other teams that. We're in talks, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, you trade him.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it goes out there, well, he's going to walk, I think you get less for him. Because teams will think, he wants to hit free agency. We're going to get, only a month of him, a month and a half, which some teams might be fine with because they're looking to just get that last piece to a championship team.
I think that they're going to get, I think the Cardinals will get several teams interested in him and will pay rental prices. That doesn't mean that you're not going to get a decent prospect in return. Because we have seen closers, legit closers like Ryan Helsley is, given up at the deadline when they're rentals, and you get a significant piece back. Aroldis Chapman at one point was traded from the Yankees to the Cubs, and the Yankees, part of that deal, got Gleyber Torres, who hit in the middle of their order for several seasons. Then, eventually they decided to move on from this past offseason. But you can get something in return. Will it be that good? I don't know. But you should be able to get something decent in return. Now, the other factor here is Owen Hurd put together this list on Twitter. Helsley has not been the same. This actually plays into what you're talking about.
Oh,
Jamie.
whoa.
Helsley has not been the same pitcher thus far. It's early, but he hasn't been the same pitcher thus far as he was last season. So last season, opponents were hitting 276 off him. They're hitting 345 now. Whiff percentage, 51%. So 51% of the time, hitters were whiffing on his pitches. It's down to 41% now. Now, the expected batting average is higher at 245 now compared to 212 last year. Chase rate down, whiff rate down, strikeout percentage down, 29.7% a year ago, 22.9% this year. Walk rate higher. Opponents are barreling him up more than they were a year ago, and they're hitting him harder. So to your point, Jamie, we may have seen the best of Ryan Helsley a year ago.
I just think 30 scares me.
And now he's a free agent rental. I think you trade him. And John Scores brought up to trade him to the Phillies. Phillies will absolutely be one of those teams that'll be interested.
What about a qualifying offer? You get something, you give him a qualifying offer.
As soon as he signs a deal in free agency. Yeah.
And you get something from that, which the Cardinals have gotten some, I'd say, meaningful players from qualifying offers.
I'd rather get a good couple players from a team.
That's fair.
For me.
That's fair. I'm just saying if you're in that spot
he's
where you're
the best trade bait the Cardinals have had in a long time.
For sure.
I think you're going to have plenty of suitors. Where you are right now, it makes sense.
40-year-old defenseman.
Oh, no. No, I'm talking about Helsley.
We say you got plenty of suitors. We only had one.
I can see where you're going with this. No. Suitors as in teams that are interested.
Oh, SUI.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I was going to say, there's been a few suitors that have played here in St. Louis.
Well, no, that was Sutters.
They're Sutters,
It's way different.
No, Bruce Sutter was a closer for the Cardinals.
Okay.
Sure, there were some Sutters, too, though.
There were some Sutters,
yeah.
There were a couple Sutters.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Get rid of them.
All right. Done.
I'm done here.
Are we good now? Yes. Trade the closer.
Trade him.
It's a weird year. But, Marsh, you brought this up. You and I both have talked about this. The Tigers are your example from a year ago.
Yeah.
The Tigers were not supposed to be a contender last year. That's why they traded. They sold at the deadline. Still want to make the playoffs and won a playoff series.
Mm-hmm.
Against the Astros, by the way.
And that's what we expect from the Cardinals this year.
Exactly. So be a seller. win your first round matchup and bow out in the second round and then be the top team in the NL Central this time a year from now.
Quick question.
Boom.
If the Cardinals do exactly what the Blues did this year, do you think fans are saying the same thing? Like, oh, I'm so proud of this team. I'm excited for next year. Or do you think they're like, if they lose in the first round, they lose in the first round.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And people thought this team was going to be crap. There was the over-under on wins was like 80, 75. Like, people were like, no, we're out.
Be honest with me.
I thought they're going to be crap, too.
Do you think there's going to be a majority of people, though, that are ticked off if they lose another first-round playoff matchup, if they get there?
Not this way. I don't. I'm being completely honest.
I think people would look at it as, I mean, of course, there's going to be some people.
Marshy, that's why he's saying.
Well, the 618 said that they won't be good in another 50 years.
So why wouldn't he just look at it and say, hey, well, his mark is championship or nothing.
It's like the Tom Brady
This
rule.
is the worst year ever for 618 because the Blues exceeded expectations. The Cardinals are currently exceeding expectations because I don't see him on here as much complaining about the Cardinals and the Blues.
He just triggered him. He'll be active.
But I'm just saying, usually every day we'd get that. Fire Ollie, get rid of it. The Druids are terrible. Cardinals stink. Not getting any of that anymore.
That's too bad.
I don't miss it.
He'll be back. First 3-game losing streak, he'll be back. The pros and cons to consuming sports in the modern day. Marsh has his thought on this. It's next on 101 ESPN.
Anthony, when you're purchasing a home, one of the most stressful things is finding a lender and qualifying for a loan and jumping through all those hoops that you have to do just so you can put in an offer.
Right.
That's why you need our guy Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. It was no stress at all for me. Purchased my home in November, late October, early November. I gave him a call. We were on the phone for like 10 minutes. Got back to me and said, yeah, okay, here's what you're pre-approved for. Here's what you're qualified for. I was like, what? Every other time I've done that was like days of getting information and this and, oh, we got to tweak this. Stewie had it done all, like, ready to go. We were able to go and put in offers on a home and end up getting the house we really wanted. And that's all thanks to Stewie because he gives you that customer service that you love. And he's got the answers to your questions.
Well, we always love to call people that we really love psychopaths. That's just how we operate. Stewie's a psychopath. I love it.
Oh, 100%.
The man is just waiting for your call to help you help save you money. That's why he hands out his personal cell phone number. Who else does that? Stewie's ready. He's willing to help. Whether you're purchasing a home like Jamie, I had some refi questions a couple of weeks ago that he helped me with. He's outstanding. Once you become a client of his, too, he'll actually call you and say, hey, 3 months ago wasn't a good time to refi. Now is. Let's get started. And the process is easy, which is that's what you want. You ever dealt with like an insurance company or any sort of company for that matter? Nowadays, it's awful. But now with Stewie, 314-324-4440 is his personal cell phone number.
Again, that's 314-324-4440.
Or you can always Google the Bagel Loan.
Number 226715.
101 ESPN, the pros and cons of consuming sports in the modern day. Marsh, you had this thought based on Around the Horn filming its last live show today. So if you hadn't heard, ESPN is no longer going to carry Around the Horn. That's going to be it. Tony Reali, the longtime host, has kind of been doing the media circuit a little bit, talking to various people. I read an athletic article, the athletic article yesterday on Around the Horn kind of closing up shop. But Marsh, you had a kind of a thought based on how you used to consume sports, but more specifically sports on ESPN.
Yeah, absolutely. So, growing up, Around the Horn was the show. You'd watch Around the Horn, PTI. Now PTI is still there. Love PTI. But growing up, I'd wake up, and by this leaving, it kind of brought some nostalgia back to me, thinking about SportsCenter back in the day. And we've talked about this before on air, but I mean, they had the highlights of every game. You wake up, you get to see who won the night before. Maybe you watched your team play, but we didn't have social media back in the day, so I couldn't just look up on my phone and see the scores of the game. You'd have to get like the paper, or you'd have to watch SportsCenter to look at the ticker, or you could wait until the highlights. They don't really do that anymore. They kind of do, but it's all like they have like a bunch of different shows that are literally the same show,
right?
Just with different people. They talk about the same stuff. It's not the same type of experience for the younger generation, or even people my age, your age, like everybody who's watching SportsCenter or whatever like they like to watch. Yeah. It's just different now, and I don't know if it's a good thing in particular. For me, if somebody who is maybe not as like dedicated to sports, but they really want to be, and they're looking for the highlights or whatever, they can't find it. Well, I don't really like these shows. I'm kind of checked out. Now I really don't care about the product anymore. I start doing other things. I get more invested in something else other than baseball or hockey or football, whatever. Now I'm kind of checked out. Like, I don't really care about it anymore because I don't like what I'm watching and or listening to.
So I agree with Marshy. A couple of things that I told Marshy in the office too is growing up in Canada, we had TSN, and during hockey season, every morning from like 8 until noon, maybe 8 to 11, it was the hockey highlights on loop, basically. Every goal from every game, interviews with the players, the coaches, the standings. Like, you knew every player in the league. Yeah. And then when it wasn't hockey season, I knew every football player. I knew every basketball player, believe it or not, every baseball player, because the highlights were rolling. And you get all the games, all the teams are talking about it. I think where things made a right turn, and I'm not blaming social media, in particular Twitter, but where things made a right turn is when the Twitter debates started. And then you had news outlets, personalities, debating each other on Twitter via their little tweets and messages.
Twitter fights.
Twitter fights. Well,
very entertaining.
There you go. Yeah. So people now, it's going to sound, I don't know if I'm wording it right, but they like conflict.
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily like real conflict, but differences of opinion, we talk about all the time. When there's a difference of opinion, you automatically side with somebody. And then you hope your horse wins the race. Yeah. Like, I hope Stephen A gets annihilated. His take sucks today. Get him. So there's success in that. So they see the ratings go up. People are interested. There's obviously interactions and things like that. But they've gone too far the other way, in my opinion. Yeah. That's just my observation.
Yeah, I could see that. I think just the popularity of cell phones too. Cell phones, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, the apps now. Everybody, we all just scroll now, and it's quick. It's a little 10-second, 15-second, 25-second blurbs. I also think that Marsh, while I agree with you, and Jamie, I agree with you in that I also grew up with watching, Victoria was talking about watching the 5 sports centers.
Yeah.
And just keeping it on. I had the same deal. I just kept it on. especially in college. It's like, we just, boom, put it on.
And if something breaking happens, then they cut to it and they go to it. And you're like, okay, I'm interested in this.
But I had little blurbs right there on my TV, and I could catch up on all the sports action. At some point, ESPN realized it wasn't advantageous to continue to do this the highlights because you can get it on your phone.
Yeah.
And we need more opinion. And quite frankly, we all do opinion here, so I'm not gonna crush this format.
For sure.
We're literally doing it now.
We're also not visual though, so we can't do highlights and stuff.
Like, people tune in to talk radio for a specific reason because we're talking.
It shifted to TV, and it's going to be opinion based. I wonder, because everything's cyclical. I wonder if ESPN at some point says, you know what was once old is new again. Let's go back to the highlight packages.
What I would like to see them do,
and at least do some of the hours.
What I would like to see them do is break up the monotony of all the same shows with different names. So if you start your day with, I don't know, name it First Take.
Get Up.
Get Up, okay? Get Up you have, and then for the hour after Get Up is highlights. And then after the hour of highlights, you get First Take.
Yeah, that's true. And then you could see.
But then you could see where your ratings are.
But I'm just saying, from ESPN standpoint, you could see where are people still consuming
Then I
that.
don't think you have consumer exhaustion.
True.
Because if I'm watching 30 minutes of Get Up, and then First Take comes on next, and then I'm exhausted.
Right.
Like, you do get exhausted after a while of listening to people banter back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted of that. If I had highlights to break it up, or if I even catch 30 minutes of the highlights, I'm going to leave my TV on to listen to First Take or Get Up or whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
I think there'd be a way to incorporate that.
We get a text from 314. Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt is the closest thing we have had since we were all kids watching the highlights on Sports Center. I agree with that. I love SVP.
Yeah. I think he's great. I think his the way that just his delivery is excellent.
Doug's Tariffs comes up with a good one. ESPN's just like MTV. MTV stopped showing videos.
They did. You're right. They went to shows.
That's what they were.
Yep.
There was videos. You could 24 hours a day watch videos. You'd have your top 20 on Friday. You'd have your power hour with metal. You'd have all this stuff that you wanted. And now good luck trying to find a music video on MTV.
Right. No, you're right.
On music television.
Now you get the real world.
Yeah.
It's the real world.
Well, I think that's what happened, though. People started watching. They loved the real world. It's like, well, we got to do more of this.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
and now you get the
bread
same
and butter.
show.
Yeah,
different places, different people.
Yep.
It's all the same. We get a text from the 314. I completely agree with this. This is hurting baseball more than others. SportsCenter is why I knew what players across the country with.
Yeah.
Baseball, I think, we're seeing it. They're not going with ESPN anymore.
Right.
But it's my point from earlier. My brother and I, when we used to play like make-believe football or baseball out in the yard with the diamond with our buddies, we knew the players, at least the popular players, on every single team. And now, good luck. We're in the sports industry. Do you think I know a bunch of Sacramento A's? No, I don't.
They're just the Athletics.
Whatever.
They just play in Sacramento. They're the Athletics.
That's what your comment is?
Yeah. Only because we got to get to the Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
401, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers. An officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. So we welcome back Jim.
Do we?
For a third straight show. That's Jamie. Jamie's ticked off because he lost round 2 to Jim yesterday. Carey lost round 1. And now Jim has either Marsh or me in his sights today. Jim, how are you?
I'm doing good, boys. How you guys doing?
Doing great, man. A little nervous.
Still recovering, Jim.
A little nervous. So This is interesting. We're setting up pretty good. So if you were to get past either Marsh or me today, you wouldn't play the championship until Tuesday. So we got a little bit of a break here.
Icing the kicker.
A little bit of a break. So before we get to round 4, you got to get past round 3. Would you like Marsh or me today?
I think I'm going you, Antonio.
Okay, Marsh called that. Marsh thought that you were going to go with me. So, Jim, best of luck to you.
Thank you. I figured we got the whole weekend to be a bad guy, so we'll see.
He's a nice guy, so if he gets past me, he'll do a bunch of bad stuff over the weekend, and then he'll take on Marsh.
I don't hate the strategy.
I don't hate the strategy either. That's pretty smart. All right,
Anthony,
Jim.
get the hell out of
See
here.
ya.
All right.
Anthony's making his way to the Cone of Silence today, where he'll be joined by the very own Mike Ryder in there today, so they'll probably have some music going. All right, Jim, you know the deal. Tell Marshy, spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marshy.
All right, Jim, you've been pretty honest about things so far. What are you wanting or not wanting today?
I think I want hockey or random against Anthony.
Oh, wow. Anthony's been pretty good at hockey here for the last little bit.
Okay.
All right, let's see here what we got. Marshy, how do you feel about baseball?
I like me baseball.
You like baseball? I like baseball. All right. Well, Jim, you're going to get 4 questions, each of them worth 2 points. And if you use the options, answer correctly, it's only 1 point. Wrong answers is 0 points. If you're tied after 4 questions, we will have a tiebreaker. And, Jim, we will get a winner here today in the Gauntlet. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy, here we go. Question 1. New retiree Colton Wong spent 8 years and earned 2 gloves with the Cardinals. From 2021 through 2022, though, the longtime second baseman played where?
Milwaukee Brewers, final answer.
Question number 2. Tuesday night's starter for the Tigers, Tarek Skubal, is the reigning AL Cy Young Award winner. But who finished second in voting?
I need options, I think, on that one.
Options are Corbin Burns, Emmanuel Clase, or Seth Lugo.
Let me go Corbin Burns. Final answer.
All right, Jim, question 3. Whose appointment as manager of the Netherlands for the 2026 World Baseball Classic was just announced?
Options, please.
Is it Andrew Jones, Andrelton Simmons, or Didi Gregorius?
Let's go Andrew Jones, final answer.
And question number 4. Happy birthday to former Cardinal Matt Wieters. While his tenure in St. Louis was short-lived, Wieters did enjoy a prolific 8-year run in one American League city, where he made 4 All-Star appearances. Name this city or team.
Baltimore Orioles, final answer.
All right. All right, let's get our guy Anthony back in here.
It's going to be a good one today.
Yeah. Jimbo, how you feeling, bud?
Oh, man, I feel all right.
Okay, all right. Well, Anthony's coming back in here. He's plugging his ear holes back in.
Yeah, that was quick.
That was quick. You know what that means, right?
It's either one of 2 things. Either it's disaster or he absolutely crushed it.
You just never know.
Yeah.
All right, your category is baseball, Anthony, and I would suggest that you pack a lunch.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready.
Okay, question 1. Excuse me. New retiree Colton Wong spent 8 years and earned 2 Gold Gloves with the Cardinals. From 2021 through 2022, though, the longtime second baseman played where?
From 21 to 22?
From 2021 through 2022.
I believe he was a Brewer at that time. Yeah. Yeah, I think he was a Brewer. Final answer. Milwaukee Brewers, final answer.
Question number 2. Tuesday night starter for the Tigers, Tarek Skubal, is the reigning AL Cy Young Award winner.
But
who finished second in voting?
Last season, obviously, because he's the reigning champion. Options, please.
Options are Corbin Burns, Emmanuel Clase, or Seth Lugo.
Corbin Burns had a good year, but I don't think he had a great year. Class A's interesting, but Lugo would be the obvious, non-obvious answer. So I'll go Lugo. Final answer.
Question 3. Whose appointment as manager of the Netherlands for the 2026 World Baseball Classic was just announced?
I don't know, Jamie. Great question. Can I have the options, please?
Sure can. Was it Andrew Jones, Andrelton Simmons, or D.D. Gregorius?
I don't know. Shot in the dark. Let's go with D.D. Gregorius. Final answer.
And question number 4. Happy birthday to former Cardinal Matt Wieters. While his tenure in St. Louis was short-lived, Wieters did enjoy a prolific 8-year run in one American League city, where he made 4 All-Star appearances. Name this city or team.
That would be Baltimore, the city, Orioles, the team. Baltimore Orioles, final answer.
Okay, let's go over this. Question 1. New retiree Colton Wong spent 8 years and earned 2 Gold Gloves with the Cardinals. From 2021 through 2022, though, the longtime second baseman played where? Jim, you said the Brewers. Anthony, you also said the Brewers. Andrew, answer is?
It is the Milwaukee Brewers.
But neither of you needed the options.
Oh, Jim, you slick you-know-what. Nice job.
Yeah. Let's go to question 4. Happy birthday to former Cardinal, old Weedy himself, Matt Wieters. While his tenure in St. Louis was short-lived, Wieters did enjoy a prolific 8-year run in one American League city, where he made 4 All-Star appearances. I didn't know that. 4, Anthony. Name this city or team. Jim, he said the Orioles. Anthony, he also said the Orioles. Andrew.
It's the Baltimore Orioles.
Neither of you needed the options.
Oh, Jim.
Neither of you needed the options. We are at 4-4. Question 3. Whose appointment as manager of the Netherlands for the 2026 World Baseball Classic was just announced? Jimmy took the options. He said Andrew Jones. Anthony took the options. You said D.D. Gregorius. Marshy.
It is Andrew Jones.
Andrew Jones.
Nice job, Jim. Oh, no.
5-4. Comes down to Anthony's outlier here, maybe. Huh? Tuesday night starter for the Tigers, Tarek Skubal, is the reigning AL Cy Young Award winner. But who finished second in the voting? Jim took the options, said Corbin Burns. Anthony, you also took the options. You said Seth Lugo, the outlier. Here's how it's going to work. If it's Corbin Burns or anybody else, for that matter, Jim wins. If it's Seth Lugo, we got a walk-off. Marshy.
Walk it
off, baby. Seth Lugo is the answer.
Okay.
All right, so Jim, here's how it works.
Nice job, man.
We're going to ask Anthony the tiebreaker question. Do not respond. Anthony will write his answer down as fast as he can. Once he has it written down, he will show us. We'll go directly to you, and we want a quick answer so that nobody thinks you're cheating. Fair enough?
Okay.
And then closest to the pin will win today in the Gauntlet. Tiebreaker question. Here it comes. According to the Elias Sports Bureau, how many pitchers have thrown at least 2 no-hitters, including the postseason?
2 no-hitters.
At least 2. Anthony is stewing. Oh, boy. He's hung up, Marshy. He's hung up.
I wonder if he'll go with his bread and butter.
I thought about that, too. All right. We have Anthony's answer. Jim, what is your answer?
30.
All right. So, Anthony, what was your answer?
28.
28. Jim said 30. Remember, guys, it's closest to the pin. Jim.
You have chosen wisely.
Jim got you. The answer was 35. Congrats, Jim.
Nice job, Jim. Congrats,
man.
man.
That was close.
That was an epic battle. Nice job. Nice job. Hey, congratulations. You get to head into the weekend.
Do bad things now.
Do bad things, and then come back on Tuesday and have Marsh take you on to see if you really are a bad dude. Nice job. Congrats.
Sounds good, boys.
Nice job.
All right, Jim, have a great Memorial Day weekend. Friends, family, all that stuff.
Hey, guys, just a FYI, I'm a big fan, long-time listener, so keep doing what you're doing, boys. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, buddy.
You better go do a lot of really bad things because that was a really nice thing to say.
Yeah, that was. You're off to a bad start.
Mark, be ready on Tuesday, buddy.
I'll be ready.
Baby.
You better be ready, too.
All right.
Nice job.
Oh, man.
I gotta head to the corner.
That's right.
I'll tell you what, though. I've gone to that corner in absolute shame. Today, that's tough.
You guys both did good. Jim's good, man.
Jim's real good.
He's good.
We've yet to have a winner this year.
But Jim's yet to have hockey, right? Or did he beat Carey in hockey?
No, he beat Carey in random.
Random? He beat me in
Football.
He's not had hockey yet.
He beat you in baseball.
Yep.
So, Marshy, your strongest category is hockey, but you're also really good at baseball. So,
yeah.
Let's look at I'm 2-1 in baseball, 6-0 in hockey, 5-1 in football, 2-2 in random.
So we don't want random.
So,
and Jim seems really good with random. He actually said that the first time he's like, I love random.
Yeah, he knew those 2 answers right off the bat with Carey.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll head to the penalty box to serve my penalty. You know what I almost wrote down? It was 34, which is my football number.
That would have been
almost
unreal.
Wrote down, but I thought it was too high. I'm like, that's still too high. It felt like so.
Always go with your gut, Anthony.
Always go with my gut. That's right. All right. Do the Cardinals have a hidden concern? Ken Rosenthal says they do.
What?
We'll tell you if we agree.
What are
That's
they
next.
hiding?
I want to ESPN. Money. here I am. In the stupid penalty box. You guys hear me?
We can hear you fine. In fact, you're a little loud.
It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. Am I too loud?
I don't know. Marshy
Marshy's
seems loud, doesn't it, Marshy?
I hate that I have to,
you got to crank it the opposite way.
Yeah. It's brutal.
That's what I did yesterday. Turn the elbow upside down.
Yeah, it's fine. All right. I'll make this segment quicker. I'll make this segment quicker. So Ken Rosenthal at The Athletic wrote about a Cardinals, quote-unquote, hidden concern. And I was interested to know if you guys felt the same way. So this is what Rosenthal wrote. St. Louis Cardinals arguably are the season's most surprising success story, considering their front office did not try to improve their roster over the winter. I think that was a kind of a crap sandwich.
A little bit.
Face. Small.
You didn't close it.
Open face crap sandwich.
Yeah.
But the starting rotation, despite entering Thursday ranked 4th in the majors in innings and 10th in ERA, that remains a potential trouble spot. The Cardinals' defense is the league's best, according to outs above average, but the rotation's 19% strikeout rate ranked 25th. The more balls in play the starters allow, the greater the chances hits will fall. And as the Athletics' Katie Wu recently wrote, the team is making a concentrated effort to reduce more swing and misses. So that was one of the potential concerns. The other one, he says, another potential issue with the rotation is its lack of depth. Cardinals currently have only one player on the injured list, lefty Zach Thompson. The Phillies also have only one player on the IL, righty Aaron Nola, who's on the 15-day list with a sprained ankle. The difference is the Phillies go 6 deep in the rotation when Nola's healthy, 7 if you count Mick Capel, Abel, who shut out the Pirates for 6 innings on Sunday. I don't know if this is the second one I think we can eliminate, right?
Yeah, they've got Steven Matz in the bullpen.
You got Steven Matz in the pen.
You could easily work him back up.
You got McGreevy in Memphis.
And you've got Graceffo, which I don't know if he's probably more of a project, but you got Matz and Graceffo, all right, Matz and McGreevy.
Right. So let's just eliminate that. How concerned are you, Jamie, with the fact that while the defense has been excellent, we talked about some of the advanced metrics the other day. And the concern is, well, look at the baseball StatCast numbers.
The concern is that eventually these balls will find a home.
Correct.
And they'll turn into hits.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm okay with having ground ball pitchers. I recognize that the more balls in play, the more opportunity it could find holes in your infield and your outfield. But they're pitching well, they're keeping the ball in the yard, and they are keeping the ball on the ground. So I don't think that this is even a potential concern. Like, I'm not going to be fake concerned.
I'm not worried about it at all. Like, at all. Because Nolan Arenado is still playing at a Gold Glove caliber defense.
Right.
Mason Wynn and Brendan Donovan are also playing at that level. And Wilson Contreras, you'd have a hard time. If I didn't know he'd never played first base before, I'd say he's one of the best first basemen in the National League.
Good call.
So I'm not worried at all. In your outfield, you got Victor Scott in center field, who one day will be a Gold Glove player. Lars Nootbaar, very good defense. Jordan Walker's your question mark.
But he's come along.
He's come a long way. We saw it rear its ugly head on a couple of plays here recently, but that's okay. If that's your biggest concern, like, come on. The Cardinals' defense, the strategy of balls in play now actually works for the Cardinals because they are so good defensively. Wynn is so fast. Donovan is fast. Like, Arenado's so savvy. Like, he's very seldom in the wrong place. So as far as these batted balls finding a hole, I just don't see it. Now, Ollie Marmol did talk about continuing to work on this stuff. I think BK actually has the audio because he was sitting down with Ollie talking about some things, and Ollie just said, yeah, the workload's a lot because we're still working on things. We're still trying to keep our defense, get our reps in, when we're not playing. So fatigue could possibly come into it, but fatigue has never been a thing for Arenado at third base.
No.
Even though he's older now, it doesn't seem like that's a thing. Mason Wynn's young. Donovan's in great shape. Like, I just don't see it. I don't see it being a thing. That's me.
The other thing is, what are you going to do about it?
We can't change it now. Hey, by the way, Andre Palante, you're now a swing and miss guy?
Exactly.
Like, no.
Yeah, and I understand, again, this is not I'm not taking any shot at Ken Rosenthal.
Why back off now, Anthony?
Well, I haven't yet, Jamie, okay?
You said I'd not take a shot. Swing away.
If I was terrible in the Gauntlet, I probably would be taking more shots right now because I gotta project that anger elsewhere. I can't just look in the mirror.
Yeah.
But not right now. But no, Jamie, what are you gonna do about it? You're right. You can't say to Andre Palante, hey buddy, you're gonna need to be a strikeout pitcher from here on out. Miles Michaelis. All those curveballs you've been flipping up there, gonna need to change that to 98 with movement. Andre Palante, 99 with sink. Like. These pitchers are who they are. Yeah. You got two guys that have swing and miss stuff, Sonny Gray and Matthew Liberatore. Moving forward, I hope that they do add more swing and miss to their starting rotation. I do think that's important.
Yeah, it's nice to have it, but you don't right now.
No, I don't think it's a major concern for this team
so
right this second.
Let's dive it deeper in a different angle. Knowing what Ken Rosenthal is saying is like the hidden, the trap door, right? Yeah. Do we feel better? Because based on what he just said and based on what we just discussed, I feel fine about the Cardinals. Because if their biggest problem is the batted balls that are, they might get lucky here soon.
Right.
I'm not that worried about it. And I'm not worried about the rotation.
Yeah.
Unless there's significant injuries that happen in the future or drop off in performance.
Let's take it a step further because I like the way that you phrase that. What is your biggest concern?
For me, it's going to be consistency. Can they maintain everything that they're doing currently?
Sure.
Because if the offense continues to produce without the big boppers, because we know that right now it's an odd thing for a team to be scoring runs at the rate that they're scoring them without home run hitters, per se. So the consistency offensively and the defensive consistency, and then obviously your pitchers. For me, if they can stay just the way they are, even if they lose, like they've lost 3 to the last 4, but then to win the next couple, I'm fine with that. To me, again, broken record, for me, they'll be playing important, meaningful games come the end of the season if they just continue the way they are.
Agreed. I'm with you, especially on the starting pitching from that standpoint. If they're consistent, we're good. I do have questions about whether or not they could continue to pitch this well because we saw a lot. We saw the dramatic. I had the joke constantly about, hey, Miles Michaelis every other month. You're going to want this guy in rotation. He's been consistent, but that question mark's there. If I'm going to go specific, the other concern is you don't have a cleanup hitter, but you actually do.
Well, you do,
and I think he's hitting 5th. And at some point,
I think Contreras is a cleanup hitter too.
I think Ivan Herrera will be your cleanup hitter at some point this year.
Yeah,
and I think he's going to be your cleanup hitter for the foreseeable future.
I don't care. Fine, good.
And I think Contreras goes to 5.
Big deal.
Who cares?
Flip him.
Yep. All right, that's Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We've got our Sports Six-Pack, release part 1, coming up next. So if you want to ask us a question, 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Text in your questions. Part 1 of the 6 are next on 101 ESPN.
All right, we're going to have our guy Derek Stevens on the show later on today, I think somewhere around 5:30. He is the owner and the mastermind of Circa Sports in Las Vegas. Unbelievable casino, and not just any casino, the world's largest sports book as well. And what's great about this is that now the world's largest sportsbook is right in the palm of your hand. That's right. Circa Sports Illinois, the app. You find it on the website or any app store that's out there. Really easy to download, super user-friendly. Great lines on futures, bets, tight money line splits. They've got the best odds, too. That's the best thing about it is any other app, check it out and look at the odds on Circa Sports, and they've got better odds. That means bigger payouts, and it really gives you that old school Vegas feel of betting. It's really sports betting the way it should be. And if I'm looking right now tonight, Edmonton, Dallas, it's pretty tight. Edmonton minus 105 on the money line. Dallas minus 115. I think the Oilers come out swinging tonight. So on my Circa Sports Illinois app, I've got Edmonton at minus 105 tonight. But there's so many other plays out there, player props, parlays, anything you're looking to get into, you can do that over at Circa Sports Illinois, the app. So please don't miss out on the action. Download Bet Like a Pro with your Circa Sports Illinois app. Join in on the excitement today. If you or someone you know may have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
.101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals take on the Arizona Diamondbacks tonight. First pitch is at 7:15 on Apple TV+. Miles Michaelis on the mound going up against Zach Gallen. Like I said, first pitch is at 7:15. The NHL Western Conference Final. Game 2 can be listened to tonight on 101 ESPN as the Stars take on the Oilers. Pregame starts at 6:30. Puck drop is at 7. If you have a question you would like to like us to answer, make sure you text into the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. We're going to do our Sports Six Pack next, so get those questions in. The Sixer is next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh. And this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six Pack is refreshed by the Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best kept secret. A sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Visit thelongdrink.com. Must be 21 years of age or older. Drink responsibly.
Well, as Marsh just told you in the Sports Center update, that we got our part 1 of the Sports Six Pack. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line, so feel free to text us any questions that you have, and we'll answer them like this one.
Question number 1.
Interesting question from Thanks Dad. If expected stats are different than actual stats, Doesn't the expected stat prove itself wrong?
I think in some way, shape, or form, it always does. Because if expected goals, like, that's a fancy way of saying a scoring chance. A grade A scoring chance is an expected goal. So if there's, if Jordan Binnington is 3 goals above expected goals, means he made 3 big saves on grade A chances. But there are lots of variables on that, too. Like, what if the shot hits the post? What if,
Sure.
So expected stats, I hate them. I just do. It's a prediction. I get it. It's a guideline. It's not an exact depiction of what may happen or what did happen. I'm not a fan. I like real stats.
But Jamie, I know I'm going to be preaching to the choir here with you. This is just information.
It's just you take it for what it's worth.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I know for you, the plus-minus statistic, you can poke holes in it all day long.
Well, yeah, because and I'll explain that to some of our listeners who may not understand.
Yeah.
So in hockey, when it's 5-on-5 and your team scores a goal and you're on the ice, you get a plus for that. So if I'm playing with Connor McDavid, I'm a defenseman, I'm playing Connor McDavid, he takes the puck behind our net, skates all the way down the ice and scores a goal, which he does a lot, by the way. I get a plus.
Right.
What did I do on that play?
Stood there and watched as your teammate scored.
Did nothing, right? But I'm a plus player. So at the end of the game, people can look at the score and say, hey, +1.
Nice
Good
job
game, man.
there, Jamie.
Yeah. Now, the flip side of that, I could be pinning my guy up against the boards in the corner, playing solid defense. He passes the puck to the defenseman, who then passes it to the other defenseman. My forward's not covering that defenseman at all. He's lost somewhere in traffic. That defenseman comes down and roofs one. I get a minus.
Should have won the board battle.
And I had nothing to do. I had nothing to do. Okay.
Sorry. Continue.
It had nothing to do with me. I had my guy, the old saying, right?
Right.
You get a minus. But then there are times where you get walked. It's completely your fault and the guy scores. But then your teammates who are on the ice, they get a minus. So that's why I don't really like
Jamie.
That's why I don't really like the plus-minus stat.
Understood.
Do you think that this should create a stat that
they have one
calculates points and plus minus, where it's like, okay, your point differential with the plus minus?
Why would you want that?
I don't know. They're just making up stats these days. I figured I might as well make up another one.
You want to make another confusing one?
No, I would. In my opinion, it would give you a better understanding of how much you actually contributed to said play while being on the ice.
Yeah, they do have those stats.
Okay.
They're like, we're in the weeds on those. Coaching staffs get those, and they know just how relevant each player was on every goal scored for or against.
So, Real American Intelligence says in the snake pit, and I just lost it. So let me pull this up.
If it's expected, but the reality is otherwise, that makes the expected faulty and untrustworthy. Yeah.
But here's the thing, though.
It's just a prediction.
There are other stats that go into expected average.
Oh, gosh.
So it's not just expected average compared to average. It is how hard you put the ball in play.
I know.
All that. There might be, and I don't know what the actual number is, but there might be 10 other numbers that go into expected average. It's really just information. That's it. Guy's hitting 250, expected to hit 300. That's telling you that the guy is probably unlucky in some areas. He might be hitting piss missiles all over the place, but he's hitting those piss missiles right into a glove.
Hit it somewhere else.
Eventually, he'll hit him someplace else. He's going to wind up with a 300 average.
Yeah.
That's all it is. We make predictions all the time. We're wrong all the time. Nobody can see in the future. If you can see in the future, fantastic. You're not listening to this show. I guarantee it.
The key, though, is that we don't go back to those predictions. We always forget them.
Of course.
Whereas
wants to be told they're wrong all the time. Well,
all these different leagues, they like keeping track, Anthony. And they do a good job of it.
Yes. Good call.
Like your expected Gauntlet record could be better than,
What's my expected Gauntlet record?
Let's take a look at what your actual Gauntlet record is.
Real American Intelligence says, so past performance isn't indicative of future performance? Yes, that's why people like the expected stats. It doesn't mean it's guaranteed.
I'm dizzy listening to all this.
It doesn't mean it's guaranteed to happen. It just means, based on what we're seeing right now, The expected stat is 300. But we can't just say, well, you predicted 300, you scumbag. He's hitting 275.
Anthony, your actual record right now is 20-6, whereas your expected record in the Gauntlet should be 21-5 because I expected you to win today.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, Marcia.
Yeah.
Question number 2.
All right, from Seeker314, who would win in a race between all of you guys? Let's do a foot race, and let's do, since we were talking about driving earlier today, who would win in a race in a vehicle?
Jamie. I feel like Jamie would win in a race in a vehicle. I feel like Marcia would win in a race on foot.
Yeah. I think
Carey thinks he can win.
Yeah, I think I can win that too, but Carey and I are both delusional ex-athletes.
I've seen Carey limp around the office. I mean, my man's, he's got some NFL times. He's got some NFL wear and tear.
Depending on how long the race is, like if it's a 50-yard or a 50-meter or a 100-meter, like I like my chances better in a 50-meter because after 50, I think the wheels might fall off. But I think Marshy, age and physical fitness and everything, he's in good shape. I think Marshy's got that one.
I've never seen Marshy run.
I've never seen him run either.
But
Maybe
I just
he's a
feel
terrible
like
runner.
He could be.
Some people are terrible runners.
Some people,
they're athletes, and I've seen that before, like hockey players. You know, oh, the guy's an athlete. Then we get to like the physical training, and we used to have to run sprints. And things. You're like, whoa, my God!
What are you doing?
That used to be an issue for me. I think I may have brought this up before, but some people would say I ran like a robot. Because I'd be playing hockey and baseball at the same time. So like my running was different than my skating, but I would bring my skating strides over to like running. So it was weird. But I still had a decent amount of speed.
Sure.
So here's a little known fact about me. You may know this. I may have told you in the last 5 years. I actually made it to the nationals in track and field in high school. You did? At the 200-meter race.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I came in 5th in the final.
Nice, man.
Not great.
Oh, how many were there?
Well, you have, I think there's 2 heats that you have before that. So there's lots.
I don't know anything about track and field, so please talk to me.
There
like
was
I'm
2
4.
heats, so it was 16 runners, and then they take the top 8 and they race in the final.
Got it.
And then the top 8 race, I finished 5th. So 5th out of Canada.
Got it. Nice job.
Yeah, that's fine. Pat on the back, Anthony.
Yeah,
I was
pretty
pissed.
good. Okay.
You know what I was pissed about? Is because my heat, I had the fastest heat. And so they put you in lane 1. It's a disadvantage for a short sprint. You want to be in 3 or 4 for 200 meter. 5, but 3 or 4. That's the sweet spot. At lane 1, I've got, although the distance is the same, you still have more catching up to do than everybody else. And it didn't play to my, I'm not saying I would have won either way, because the kid who won was, I think his name was Ken LeBlanc. He ended up actually being in the Olympics at one point. Yeah. Actually, and the Winter Olympics, too. He made the bobsled team as the guy pushing the damn thing in the back because he was so fast.
Wow.
But, little known fact right there.
Yeah, thank you there.
Take that with you home for the weekend.
I will. Yeah, I'll think about that.
I'm going to text 1314, and Anthony would win a race to the buffet. Ha, ha, ha. Sorry, Anthony, I'll fast lane right off.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
Is that the guy that emailed me and called me a cocky fat A?
No.
But you're not fat.
No, yeah, I don't know.
I don't get it.
I've been called many things before. That part of the email made me laugh. Because I'm like, I'm a lot of things.
Like 4.5 years ago, I was fat.
But even that, you really weren't.
Oh, Anthony, we saw the video. That was not pretty.
Look, you weren't at your fighting weight, but I wouldn't describe you.
At my sumo fighting weight.
No.
Anyways, I can accept that. If someone said to me at that point, "Hey, you fat A," I'd be like, "Yeah, you're kind of right, actually."
Right.
But looking at you, I don't see that. It's not a good insult.
Right. Yeah. I will say the spread zone camera adds a lot of weight.
You know what's odd about that?
I didn't notice that, actually. I don't think Anthony looks like that.
I look bloated on every spread zone camera.
Do you know why? I figured it out. Look at Anthony right now, head on. Okay?
Well, I can't look at his eyes. I'm looking at his head.
Just look. Yeah, I know. When you're in the spread zone, those headphones you wear we're not used to seeing you with the big earmuffs on, and it looks like it's squeezing you, so it looks like it's giving the illusion that your face is bigger.
That makes sense.
So if you can wear your earbuds, I think that would solve part of your problem.
Maybe I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to do something.
I must have got to bring it up.
Now, maybe that guy who wrote the email was only looking at the spread zone stuff.
Maybe.
And if that's the case, then I do look like a cocky fat A.
I mean...
So
I don't know what weight loss program you are on right now from
the
earlier in the week. But, hey, let me know.
I recorded that yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And now I look like this. So,
yeah, you look fantastic.
Mentality. Everybody head down there.
Somebody just said, so Jamie definitely went to Mentality. Yeah,
that's kind of how it happened.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Question number 3.
All right, this next one comes from Little Jackie's Rolling Papers. So hypothetically, if we could take St. Louis, the St. Louis Cardinals, and all their history and the team as it is, and just move it to a different city, which city do you think would be the best fit for our type of fans? And do you think it would have to do with the ballpark itself or just the convenience of going to and from the games? I think the Pittsburgh Pirates Stadium is beautiful. The fans are very similar to us.
Yeah, but the team sucks, right? So that's tough.
But you're moving...
The Cardinals to Pittsburgh?
Moving the Cardinals to Pittsburgh.
They would be successful. People would go watch that.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, in Pittsburgh? Yeah.
It's a great area.
Absolutely. Look at the love for the Steelers and when the Penguins are good, look at the love for the Penguins.
Penguins are still selling out, even though they didn't make the playoffs this year. Like, fans are passionate there.
Yeah.
And the location is
city.
fantastic. From our hotel, when we stay there, you look out the hotel, depending on what side of the hotel you're on.
Sure.
And look out, PNC Park is like right over the bridge.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I was upset when that igloo melted down, though. They had to get a new arena.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time, though. Global warming, Marshy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And they had, there's a documentary that I watched where there was like a guy was holding people hostage.
Oh, yeah, that was weird. Yeah, it was terrible, eh?
The mascot had to help out.
Yeah, mascot.
Iceberg.
Yeah, he's a goalie. He's a goalie at one point,
Yeah,
too.
he's a goalie.
Did you ever check out that documentary of when Whoopi Goldberg became the Knicks head coach?
No, I haven't watched that one. I still have Agent 47, or not Agent 47. That's a different movie. What's that movie?
Passenger 57.
Passenger 57.
Whoopi Goldberg was way underrated as an NBA coach.
Oh, she was great.
Yeah.
She knew.
Yep.
Even from the nosebleeds, she knew that team had more potential than what the coach
And when
had.
she was told to prove it, she did.
She did. Darn right she did.
And she got fired 8 games before the playoffs.
Well, she wasn't perfect.
And that's what cost her.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Part 2 of the Sports Six-Pack is next. Keep those questions coming in. 314-399-9646. Part 2. Sixer. Next.
If you love sports memorabilia and getting a chance to connect with some of your favorite athletes here in the St. Louis area, please check out the St. Louis Sports Show. It starts Thursday, May 22nd, located at the Doubletree Hilton in Chesterfield. It's going to be an awesome event. Some of the players that will be there, former Blues, Ryan O'Reilly and Grant Fuhr. Grant Fuhr, a teammate of mine, just an unbelievable dude. Ask him about his golf game. He loves to talk about golf. Ryan O'Reilly, we know him. Obviously one of the great Blues players from that 2019 Stanley Cup run. Also going to have UFC legend Matt Hughes. Man, he has had a story to tell as well. You're going to want to get your picture taken with him. And look, at single tickets, meet and greets, and multiplayer packages are available. You got to check them out at the website. That's stlsportshow.com. Again, that's stlsportshow.com. There's going to be vendors there, memorabilia vendors. There'll be youth, local sports that are there. The Ambush going to be hanging out there. So many amazing things, and all you have to do is check it all out. 3 days starting next Friday, May 30th, with Grant Fuhr at 4 p.m. until Sunday, June 1st. So check all that out at the Doubletree Hilton in Chesterfield, or check out more information at stlsportshow.com.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by the Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best-kept secret. A sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Visit thelongdrink.com. Must be 21 years of age or older. Drink responsibly.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Part 2 of the Sports Six-Pack is right now. Marsh, question 4, please.
Question number 4.
All right, this next one comes from the 618. Does Dalibor Dvorsky need another year in the minors, or does he need to play in the NHL to develop more?
All of these things will be determined in training camp. Too early to tell right now. I mean, if you just take his play at the end of the season, you'd think to yourself, well, he needs to at least start next season in the minors. But there's a lot of growth and development that happens sometimes in the off season. And so when Dalibor Dvorsky comes back to training camp, he'll get every opportunity in preseason to play a lot of games with good players to see where he's at. And if he's not where he needs to be, he'll go back down to the minors. And when he's ready, which his play will tell you he's ready, he'll be dominant and a guy you can no longer keep down there, he'll be brought up to play. So that's my prediction right there.
Question number 5.
From the 636, Dave Matthews here. So glad to hear you love my music. I will play a personal 3-hour show for you on Memorial Day. But what's the perfect Memorial Day weekend?
Well, we're trying to shape it up for you.
Shape one up at the Rivers house.
Go ahead, Jamie.
Yeah, a couple things. With the new house, the one thing that sold me was the backyard setup. It is totally set up for entertaining. It's a massive backyard. We've got lots of seating. We've got umbrellas, and we got the tanning chairs and all the stuff. And just completed today was the tiki bar. Got that up.
Looks good.
Casey, who is a dear friend of mine, she does a lot of refurbishing and whatnot. She already took care of our dining room table before. It looked amazing. So she handled this, and it is ready to go, baby.
Looks good.
The only thing that's not ready to go is the weather.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 giant speakers outside that the neighbors love.
Some of them.
Most of them love it. There's one bag of hammers. He already came over like his hands on his hips. Brother, get the hell out of my face. I wasn't there. Ashley had to deal with him.
And she said, get the hell out of my face.
She pretty much said, go chase yourself, pal.
No, she was polite.
She was polite, yeah.
And then you found out from other neighbors.
My neighbor Dave.
Yeah, your neighbor Dave.
2.0 neighbor for me. He said, oh, that guy. He goes, I was wondering how long it'd take before you figure that out. He goes, just tell him to fast lane himself.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, okay. And then I found out from all the neighbors the same thing. I mean, verbatim. Tell him to fast lane off. Fast lane himself. I'm like, okay. One guy was the president of the HOA. So I'm like, okay. Just wait till next time, buddy. But anyways, yeah. So the perfect weekend was supposed to have all of you guys over. Riz from the Rizzuto Show, Mike Ryder, everybody. We'll see. But cookout, we got the slushy machines. By the way, Ninja Slushy. Ooh. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
We got dueling Ninja Slushies, so the kids can have their version and the adults can have their version.
Yeah.
Those are locked and loaded, ready to go. I got these massive igloo beer tubs with they sectioned off so you can have different seltzers or beers or waters. I got 2 of those that are on wheels so you can move them around all over the place. Yeah.
We just need the weather. Yeah, we just need the weather to cooperate for everything to come about here.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. We'll see.
Yep.
If not, it'll be the following Saturday.
There you go.
It'll be our fun day.
But yeah, man, you gotta have a cookout. You gotta have some grills. If you're into it, beers.
And good friends, man.
Good friends, good company. Kids playing in the yard.
Yeah. The kids, I told you, we got a great setup. We got the basketball court. We got a hockey area. We got cornhole. We got washers. We got volleyball net. It's a perfect thing. And for me, it's always about the people. I don't care about the burgers, the food. Some people oh, Memorial Day was really good. The food was awesome. Okay, great. I'd like that to be true. That's fine.
Yeah.
But for me, it's hanging out with people that you don't get to see all the time or in that environment. And so everybody gets there, you relax. It's a fun day, jump in the pool, cool off, get out, tan, play games, whatever you're doing. That to me is what it's all about.
Question number 6.
From the 314, who is the one player you would start with when signing or when building an NFL team? Can be any player. Who would you start
Tom
a
Brady
team with?
Can I still pick Tom Brady?
I think he's probably talking about current players.
Okay.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
There's only one answer. I believe that to be Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Marcy, you?
I mean, yeah. If I wanted to really think about it and be like, okay, let me think of the age here. Maybe Jaden Daniels, but I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes.
It's got to be Patrick.
Right now, it's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
2 or 3 years from now, it could be Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
I give him that. That's for sure.
Right. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Thank you for your contributions to the Sports Six-Pack.
Dish.
We've got mic drops coming up. Have the Cardinals changed your expectations for this season? We're going to hear from you next on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. We got our guy Stewie on the line right now. And Stewie, one thing that you are is you're creative. And I know you can be creative when it comes to working with your clients. So talk to us about creativity today.
Anthony, this is real important. When you're dealing with the biggest investment you make in your life, your house, you have to have the right people working for you. We had an ESPN listener, a husband and wife. They went into 2-3 mortgage companies, got referrals, a real estate agent's referral, couldn't get the job done. They came to us. We closed it in 12 days. How did we do it? She's self-employed. He's employed. She's writing off all her income, so we can't qualify them together. But if we put the husband on the loan by himself, she's not on the loan at all. She can remain on the title. We were able to get it done by having them refinance their car loans in her name. So since the cars are no longer in his name, that the debt is her name, we didn't have to count the debts against them. Got it done in 12 days. So you just have to have the right person looking at the situation and giving you an opportunity of what the solution could be to get the house of your dreams.
This is why Stewie is our favorite psychopath.
Yep,
because
that's right.
He finds a way to get things done. And my situation, too, at the house, Stewie helped me out, too. There was a couple little hiccups along the way. Stewie was there, figured it out, called a buddy. We got it done. And it's things like this that people don't understand. There are solutions out there. You just have to find the right person who can help you with those solutions. And that guy's Stewie. So please call him on his personal cell phone number, 314-324-4440.
Again, that number is 314-324-4440.
Honestly, call him, text him, and don't wait. Get on it right away because he's the best in the business, and he's our guy. Want him to be your guy. If you can't remember that number, Anthony, what can you do?
You can always Google the Big Loan.
Have a great weekend, guys, and thanks, Vets.
Thanks.
NMLS number 226715.
Get your family vehicles ready for summer driving with early Memorial Day deals at Dobbs. Save up to $110 on top brands like Goodyear, Cooper, Continental, Michelin, and BF Goodrich tires, and get super service deals. Click on gotodobbs.com today.
You're in the fast lane on 10.
Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Jamie Rivers and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. CD off for the day. He'll be back with us on Tuesday following the Memorial Day weekend. Have the Cardinals changed your expectations for this season? We answered that question, then we threw it out to you. So let's get our first Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop, and it's from Andrew.
I don't care what the expectations are this year. That front office has got to go. I'm done. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of no transparency. You can't read the room, etc., etc. It's dumb. What's up, guys?
Well, Andrew, thank you for the mic drop. Didn't answer the question we posed.
That's our guy Andrew, though.
But we
nice.
understand your passion.
Sure.
We understand your passion. And good news is front office is changing.
Yep.
Change is coming.
Change for the better.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. We don't know.
Maybe.
Let's hear from Timothy next.
I don't expect anybody to agree with me on this, but as long as Marmol is the manager and Mo is president of baseball operations, my expectations will not change. As I just always expect them to screw something up and just not make a trade that should be made, or expect them to make a trade that they shouldn't make, that ruins the future. Like trading Rosarina. Rosarina's had a trade. Something that sends a great player out and they get crap for it. But yeah, just my expectations will always be low as long as those two are there.
All right. So one, hey, listen. The trade, the return for Randy Rosarina looks better and better every time Matthew Liverture starts.
Starting to look better, that's for sure.
But I'll say this: we often say, Jamie, that we welcome listeners to come in with these mic drops, and we'll be the therapist, right? So allow me to do some therapy work here with Andrew and Timothy, okay? Timothy especially. It makes sense that you would have these feelings, Timothy. Let's look at your childhood. These Cardinals, these Cardinals hurt you.
Probably not when he was a child.
Well,
they're probably winning championships.
He's a young
That's probably why he's angry now.
He's a young guy. Mo, he's hurt you. Right? Ollie, you're throwing in there because Ollie represents the failures of Mo.
He's actually the visual of Mo. You don't get to see Mo every day.
Yeah.
But you see Ollie and you attach Ollie to Mo.
Right. Your feelings matter.
I think you're on something here.
Timothy, your feelings matter.
Yeah.
Now, what I would recommend you doing, though, is at some point, you got to tear down those walls.
Not your actual walls.
Not your actual walls.
We don't need that happening.
Until we get a construction team out. Well, Mosby Building Arts, they do a fantastic job. I'll tell you what, if you do tear down your walls because you want to do a remodeling, go with the right remodeling company, Mosby Building Arts. But Timothy, back to you. You got to tear down those walls at some point, the walls that you have around your heart. Let the Cardinals back in, and then you
But
will
they're just going to hurt me again, Anthony.
I know you feel that way, Jamie.
Just tell me I'm Timothy right now.
You're Timothy?
Help.
Timothy, until you do that, you won't move forward. Don't you want to move forward, Timothy? Let's go.
Can't move forward with all those walls in your way.
Exactly. Let's hear from Chester now.
Happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody. Thank you to those who have served and who have given it all. Chester here, and I just wanted to say that for the expectations for the Cardinals this year, I didn't plan on going to a single game. For the first month, I was holding that expectation. After the past couple of weeks and the fact that the pitching staff has really shown that they can actually get somebody out, I have acquired tickets to several games throughout the remainder of the season. So as a Red Sox fan who is actually willing to go watch the Cardinals now, that should tell you what it's actually doing. For somebody who actually loves baseball and loves seeing what they're doing, I'm going to go to a few games this year and I'm going to enjoy it. So again, have a great weekend. And Anthony, please keep sticking up for Marsh. This brother dynamic that the four of you have is awesome. I personally am a redheaded stepchild, so I'm just used to being whooped on and beat by everybody. Which is ironic because out of the four of you, the only one who can't beat me is CD.
I can't put my finger on who Chester reminds me of when he starts to speak, but that's incredible.
Is it Paul Giamatti? The cadence of his voice?
Yeah. You're right though. There's a cadence to it. There's a cadence to it, and the way he said too. Because ironically, and then eventually he lands the hook of CD.
Every time.
Yeah.
He lands the plane every time.
That is interesting, though. So Chester, and Chester has said that he's a Red Sox fan before. And Victolia chimes in the snake pitch. He goes, oh, my God, that explains why I hate Chester. I'm assuming she means the Boston Red Sox reference.
Who said that?
Victolia.
Oh, my goodness.
In the snake pit.
She's usually so nice, too.
Oh, she's wonderful. She's wonderful. But when it comes to Chester, going to Cardinals games, buying some tickets, he sees it. He sees the potential. His expectations have changed. He's going to make his way down to Busch Stadium.
I like that he owned that.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I love that stadium. We were talking earlier about the fan experience and things like that. I think that's a beautiful stadium.
Which one?
Busch.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Clean.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, for a ballpark, of course. Now,
yeah.
Did I see most of my games at the urine-soaked Wrigley Field? Yeah. Yeah. So, not a high hurdle to climb on that one, but nonetheless, I think Busch Stadium is a great spot to watch a game.
Busch Stadium is like
Quick Tollies. I'm sorry, Mark. Quick Tollies chimes in with an update. No, I hate Chester the person.
Must be some history here.
I think
we
so.
don't know about.
Is Chester in the snake pit currently?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I haven't seen it.
Wick Tolia did get into it with somebody at one point, but I don't think it was Chester.
I don't know. And
It was like a drive-by, and then
there must be something there.
anyways,
314 says Chester sounds like Ryan Reynolds to me.
I could hear that. Oh, Chester's in the snake pit. Yeah.
Yes.
There he is.
Yes, I
What
am.
is that profile picture?
A horse. It's him riding a
I don't
horse.
think it is.
It's him riding a bull.
He looks like a sloth. A giant sloth.
It's him riding a bear.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, he's riding a bear. He's grabbing the bull bear by the horns.
Anyways,
It's a metaphor.
Busch Stadium is a great facility. I think it holds up. You know, like if you would have told me Busch Stadium was made 5 years ago, I would have believed you.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Not 20 years ago
Yeah.
or 19 years ago.
I don't know whether it's just the original build or they just subtly keep updating things. It really is a great stadium.
Mm-hmm. It is. You know, I haven't seen in a while.
Jordan Walker
in the
lineup?
snake pit.
Oh,
You mean Jaywalk? No. It's gonna stick. Ryan Crawford.
Oh, yeah. Him and CD got in a little about,
But they ended fine. Like Ryan, you know, they were
maybe
fine.
he's on vacation.
Yeah. Are we
With Carey.
with Carey? That's right. Speaking of Jaywalk, are we seeing a true platoon now? Is that what's going on? Because Alec Burleson's in the lineup tonight against the right-hander.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing a true platoon, which is why, by the way, speaking of CD, I brought it up before of like, you don't have to trade him. You can use him in a platoon. I don't think it's the worst idea for several reasons. One, Walker has already seen AAA pitching.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give him big league coaching. Keep him in the lineup. Oh, Ryan just said hi. Keep him in the lineup.
He's just lurking
against hitters against pitchers, that he can handle. Good matchups. And Burleson is ripping the cover off the ball. Like he's starting to really swing it. I'm okay with the platoon when it comes to those two. What about you, Marsh?
I don't mind it. How do you tell a guy, hey, we know you're hitting the ball really well, but this guy that we need to see something out of, which we're not really seeing that much out of, we're going to keep playing him over you, even though you're doing everything that we want you to do.
In Burleson, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that. But as you brought up the other day, where else are you going to play these guys?
I don't know.
You got a good enough lineup right now where you really don't have a lot of holes.
The answer to this is you just start hitting the ball, hit the ball better. Like start hitting the ball better. Your defense has come a long way.
Mm-hmm.
You have to start hitting. Like we can't baby you the entire season.
Right.
There has to be a point where you either start hitting or, dude, you're
start
not
dying.
What? No. Not
Take
even
it too far.
close.
No, you're bang on.
Thank you.
That's not where I was going.
Busy living, or
I was thinking
Get
about
busy
maybe
dying. Yeah.
not playing.
Great documentary.
Absolutely.
Or benching, as Jamie says. But I like the platoon. I don't mind it.
Okay. All right, good.
I don't know about dying, though. That doesn't
help anybody.
No.
All right. Sounds good. Well, we got Beat the Streak and Bet the Board next on 101 ESPN.
Listen up, St. Louis. Are you thinking about upsizing, downsizing, or relocating anytime soon? Well, when life happens and you need to sell your home, or you want to sell your home for that matter, I highly recommend that you talk to my friend and my trusted realtor, Gloria Liu, with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Look, Gloria understands every seller's situation is unique. This is why she's created custom programs to fit every home seller's needs. Many people move out of necessity, whether it's a job change, you change cities, whatever it is. Trust me, I know. I went through it. But sometimes you're just looking to sell your home and upgrade, or maybe you're an empty nester. You want to sell your home and downsize a little bit. Either way, whatever you're looking to do, Gloria Liu has all the answers for you. She's been in the business over 20 years. She's got a database with thousands of buyers, and many of those buyers fall into the category of what your price range will be for your home. So please don't hesitate at all. Pick up the phone, call Gloria Liu, tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. She loves hearing that. Her number's 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888. Or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You ready to hit?
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Our guy Carey Davis is off. He'll be back until Tuesday. He won't be back until Tuesday. Ben is on the line right now. What's up, Ben?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing great, man. Happy Memorial Day weekend to you.
You as well.
Thank you, sir. All right, Marsh, what's the latest streaks?
All right, I have a streak of 18.
Oof.
Carey has a streak of 10. Ben has a streak of 4. Anthony, you're at 1, and Jamie is back to 0.
Whatever, Marshy.
What's your streak at, Marsh?
18.
I think he's lying. I think somehow he snuck in a few. I don't know. There's no way.
Man alive. All right, Marsh.
I'm going to go with Ivan Herrera tonight.
Ivan, my little croissant.
And Carey is next, correct?
That is correct.
He took the Newt. He actually did send in his pick, so Newt Bar for beat the streak. All right, Ben, you're up.
Nolan Arenado.
Oh, all right.
Arenado. And before Jamie takes him, I will take Brendan Donovan, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jerk. I'll just double down. Contreras.
Not a bad idea, Jamie. Not a bad idea at
Hit a home run.
Yeah. Ben, have a great weekend, and hopefully we'll talk to you again on Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have a great weekend.
All right, thank you. You too. See ya. All right, from Beat the Streak to Bet the Board. Jamie with that insurmountable lead. It only got bigger.
Thank you.
Yep. Latest standings for Bet the Board.
Jamie has 10 points.
Oof.
Anthony, you and Carey are tied at 8.
Ooh.
And I have 6.
Oh, man.
Okay.
All right, so big game tonight in the NHL. Edmonton at Dallas. My heart says Dallas, but my brain says Edmonton. I just have a hard time believing that the Dallas Stars keep Connor McDavid winless in this. However, Stuart Skinner has been really hard to hit, and he's the goalie. That's tough. That's a big problem. I'm going to go with Dallas on the money line, minus 111.
Okay. Give me the Florida Panthers minus 144 tomorrow against the Carolina Hurricanes.
It's a good play. I
Marsh
always
is
do that
giving
on
me
Friday, by the way.
Marsh is giving me the
Why
look.
don't you refresh that?
I
real
always
quick?
do that on Friday, by the way. I forget
forget.
that I can bet Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah. Jamie, please verify for me. So Marsh,
change?
who gave me a dirty look, can confirm, of course,
Can you
the
refresh,
Panthers
please?
are minus. Sure, I can refresh. Absolutely.
I'm looking at the money line at minus 155 right now.
I will say this.
I just refreshed.
Anthony is on a reputable site right now, and it says minus 150 on the nose. It did say minus 146, and it jumped to 150. Refresh again.
I'm only doing this one more time.
All right. It's locked in at 150.
Thank you,
Marsh,
sir.
I saw it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Wow. It's come big.
Marsh, what massive favorite are you taking tonight? What on the money line?
Shut up! I'm actually going to go with total goals in the first period, in the first 10 minutes of Game 3 between the Florida Panthers and the Carolina Hurricanes. Over 0.5. 0.5. So we need one goal in the first 10. It's at minus 130.
All right.
All right.
And Jamie didn't, or you're Jamie. Carey didn't send in his pick?
Let me double check here. Nope.
Okay. Well,
he's going to do a 1.5 RBI, hits, runs, RBI. Like, we got to stay in theme, no?
The Rockies
You know what?
plus 240
How
for
about
him?
this? What about the other day? Whose idea was it if I didn't get my beat the streak pick in to not pick anybody?
That was Carey. Carey, you have until 6 o'clock to send in your pick. 6 o'clock.
Wow. I don't agree with this.
All right, fine. Rockies plus 240 tonight. At least he's got a shot.
He does.
Right?
Yes.
Now, the Rockies are 8-42. 8-42. But he's got a shot. He's got to play.
The do factor.
Rockies plus 240. All right. There you go. And there you have it. By the way, we do have Derek Stevens, your guy from Circa, joining us at the bottom of the hour, Jamie.
Yeah.
So we'll chat with him about a variety of topics.
He's always an interesting dude. He's done so much. Like, he's from Detroit originally, giving our listeners a little bit of background before we get him on the phone here. From Detroit, was in the auto parts industry, and then decided with other guys to go down. He bought the Golden Gate Casino on Fremont Street. Then he had another one developed and built. It's called the D Casino in Las Vegas. Great spot. The D is like representing Detroit, the theme of it. And then I remember sitting at they have the Long Bar in the D Casino. And me and my brother, another former hockey player, Darren Banks, who does a lot of work for him, high-end hosting of like clients and whatnot. And Derek was sitting there with his lovely bride, Nicole, and he talked about we wanted to have the world's largest sports book, but in downtown Las Vegas, not the Strip. He's all about redoing downtown Las Vegas. And he talked about the swimming pool, the bars. I was like, oh, my God, this guy, I think he's drunk a little bit. You know?
Yeah.
I think we all were a little bit. Then a couple of years later, Circa Sports is starting to be developed. And I saw the drawings for it, the renditions. I was like, oh, my God. It's unreal. It's the only resort in downtown Las Vegas, and it has the stadium swim, they call it. It's got a massive TV outside, the sports book outside as well as inside. huge parties outside during the day, swimming around. At night, the casino is hopping. They got the sports book. They've got the rooftop bar. It's unreal up there, too. You get a whole look of, like, Las Vegas, downtown, and other areas.
Nice.
He's done a magnificent job, and now he's obviously, Circa Sports Illinois. They got an app for it now. So, really interesting dude. His path to where he is right now has been interesting.
So, we'll chat with him in less than 10 minutes. Jamie, tonight you had brought up the Stars and the Oilers, and we'll have that game. Game 2, puck drop at 7, but we'll have the pregame at 7:30. Do you obviously you picked the Stars? So you don't think
but
that
I'm
the
not,
Oilers
super positive about it?
Okay.
The only thing that sorry to cut you off.
No.
The only reason I didn't take the Oilers is Stuart Skinner, and I showed you a stat like his save percentage like .884 or something like that,
right?
Or .999. Like he's either terrible or shutout.
Like your race car driver.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, exactly.
Either wins or he crashes.
So that's what held me back because Dallas, like Heiskanen back in the lineup, like they're starting to find their groove a little bit. The power play's clicking. The Oilers penalty kill, not good. Gave up 3 power play goals last game. So all of those things to me factor into Dallas. Like my brain says Dallas winning.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's going to be tough because McDavid, Draisaitl, all these guys, look, a lot of that team was there last year when they battled back all the way to the Stanley Cup final, Game 7. They forced Game 7 being down 3-0. So they've got it in that locker room.
What do you think? Would you like to see a rematch of Florida and Edmonton? Or are you game for Florida-Dallas?
So a couple of things. One, I think for the viewer's experience, I think Florida-Edmonton is great. Like the heavyweight rematch, right? You got Team USA, Team Canada, Matthew Tkachuk, Mr. USA, Connor McDavid, Mr. Canada. Like there's some storylines there. But Jim Nill, who's the GM now in Dallas, he was my assistant GM in Detroit. Former St. Louis Blue, by the way. He's just an amazing dude. Like one of the best genuine people you can find in the hockey world. Stand up, dude. I'd like to see him get Dallas to the final and give him a chance to win a cup as a GM.
What about you, Marsh?
I think right now I'm leaning towards a rematch. Just because it reminds me of the Detroit-Pittsburgh back-to-back Stanley Cup matchups where you had Sidney Crosby, who was the face of the league, like the upcoming face of the league, win his first cup, and he had to go up against a powerhouse. He had to lose first in order to come back and win the next year. I would like to see the same thing for Connor McDavid. I think it'd be a really cool storyline.
That's Andrew Marsh. That is Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. And we will talk to Derek Stevens of Circa Sports. Coming up next, we'll get into some of the promotions that he has. But one of the things I would love to know from him is what kind of handle he's seeing on WNBA games. Are we starting to see more action on WNBA? That's next on 101 ESPN. Mosby Building Arts, they got their summer sale going on right now. And when it comes to bathroom remodels or even entry doors, garage doors, decks, outdoor projects, no better company to call than my friends at Mosby Building Arts. They got 5% off or 12 months, no payments, or low monthly payments on bathrooms from $299 a month, entry doors from $79 per month, garage doors for only $69 per month. All these things can upgrade the look and feel of your home or upsell, create an upsell for your home. But beyond that, I want to talk about Mosby doing the tremendous job in our home. They were fantastic. We had a couple of doors replaced, but we went with a company that we knew was going to be trustworthy, and Mosby Building Arts was the only company that pointed out a massive issue going on with our doors. Every other company came out and they said, yep, doors are the problem. This is what we can do for you. Here's a couple doors. Pick one out. We'll be good. Mosby was the only one that said, yeah, we'll replace the doors for you. That's not a problem. That won't fix your leaking in the basement, though. The only company to do that. So you talk about going with the right remodeling company, that is Mosby Building Arts. So when you give them a call, tell them Stalter sent you. You can also visit callmosby.com to schedule your free consultation. You can see for yourself why Mosby is the best. But 314-909-1800 is their phone number. They are the right remodeling company. They are Mosby Building Arts.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals take on the Diamondbacks tonight, 7:15 first pitch. You can watch that game on Apple TV Plus, and then right here on 101 ESPN, Stars and Oilers game 2. Pregame starts at 6:30. Puck drop is at 7. If you're out in Illinois, maybe you have some action on some of these games. We're going to talk with the owner of Circa Sports, Derek Stevens, next, right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh. The Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Jamie Rivers and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line. We chat with our guy Derek Stevens from Circa Sportsbook. And Derek, appreciate you joining us again. You had some great wisdom for us right ahead of the Super Bowl. In fact, there was a prop that I remember you giving out that crushed you. Something about maybe Travis Kelce going under on a lot of his props because you had some good nuggets for us. So we appreciate you coming back and chatting with us.
Hey, great to talk to you guys. Glad to be back. Thanks.
Derek, are you still in mourning a little bit? Your Vegas Golden Knights get eliminated and are not part of the Stanley Cup playoffs. How much did that hurt?
Well, I'll tell you, in Vegas, it hurts pretty bad. This community really took the Golden Knights to heart here. So having them go out early was a disappointment. That's for sure.
Derek, I have a betting question for you, just because I often wonder how much it can sway the odds. But when you got a goalie like Stuart Skinner with the Oilers, and where he's either terrible, giving up 4 or 5 goals a game, or he's a shutout goalie, how much can that affect the odds? Because I feel like that would really mess with things.
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing with Edmonton this season has been up and down. I mean, obviously a dynamic offensive team. But yeah, what you see in the playoffs right now, it's been all over the board, and them changing goalies, things like that. It's a difficult team to handicap. I can tell you that.
Derek, what sort of handle are you seeing on the NHL playoffs? Because hockey typically isn't a sport that a lot of people wager on because, in my opinion, people get jacked up with the money lines. It's like, I understand what a point spread is, but it's like they can't figure out the money lines. When it comes to these NHL playoffs, though, relative to other previous years, what sort of handle are you guys seeing?
It's good. It keeps growing. I think hockey's a sport that out of the 4 major sports, it's number 4 from a wagering perspective, but it does continue to grow. And I think one thing that's really interesting is the area that it's growing in. We are seeing far more in-game wagering than what we've ever seen before, where people are making plays after the first period, things like that. People are playing after they've seen a little bit of the game. That's something that's very new in wagering in NHL.
I was just having a conversation with somebody yesterday, in fact, or 2 days ago. We're having a meeting about it, and I said in-game wagering seems to be the new wave, right? People feel as though they can get a handle on the game, like you're saying. Similar question for you. Jamie and I were having a conversation yesterday about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. How much uptick are you seeing now in WNBA betting with those two?
Let's do this in the pre-Caitlin Clark era. There wasn't much. Then last year we saw the bump up when she went to Indiana, and it's about flat. I mean, the reality is there's just not a lot of wagering on WNBA.
Derek, I know you guys always have a lot of fun things going on with Circa Sports, and now with the app that's out there and launching in different areas and things like that. What do you got for us right now that's exciting for Circa Sports?
Well, we've got obviously all the playoffs going, and really the big thing for us is we just launched this morning. Actually, we just launched our football contest for 2025. So we launched our handicapping contest, which is called the Circa Million. We guarantee $6 million in prizes and payouts in the Circa Million. It's $1,000 to enter, and it's a standard football handicapping contest where you pick 5 games each week against the spread. We've got quarterly prizes, things like that, and then $6 million total payout. We pay the top 100 handicappers over the course of the year, and then our big one is Circa Survivor. Last year we guaranteed $10 million. We ended up with $14.2 million worth of entries. Anything that goes over our guarantee goes back into the pot, and it was split by eight contestants last year that went undefeated throughout the whole year and split that $14.2 million. This year we're bumping it up. This year we're guaranteeing $15 million. So once again, it'll be the largest legal football contest in history. So we're pretty excited about that one.
Wow, how surprised were you that so many people were able to survive Especially now you got an extra week. How surprising was it that so many people survived that long and made it all the way through?
Yeah, I mean, 14,200 entries and 8 made it undefeated. You know, you've got 18 weeks. Plus, also in Circa Survivor, we consider Thanksgiving its own week and Christmas its own week. So you had to go 20-0. So there were eight individual entries that went 20-0 last year that split that $14.2 million.
Wow.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, especially with that, especially with the amount. I mean, we saw some massive upsets. Like week 1, for example, the Bengals lost to the Patriots outright. I mean, that probably wiped out a lot of people right then and there. For people that do want to enter the contest, Derek, and we are talking to Derek Stevens of Circa right now here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. What sort of tips can you provide or advice that you can provide people that do want to play in the contest and do want to have their chance to make it all the way through?
Yeah, it's actually really easy. What's pretty cool about it, you just have to register in Las Vegas. So at one of our properties, we've got a total of 6 locations in the state of Nevada. Circa Las Vegas, that's our flagship property. That's the easiest. You just have to register in Vegas. It's $1,000 to enter, but you could play from anywhere. So within Circa, you'll find proxies, and if the proxies can legally put your selections in for the contest. So when you come and sign up, you also sign up with a proxy to be able to help you out to get picks in when you're not in the state of Nevada at any point in time. Most people don't live in Vegas to participate in these. They're playing from all over the country, really all over the world.
I can tell you this, that for our listeners, get out to Las Vegas. Go check out Circa Sports. I was just bragging about it earlier, Derek. I mean, you guys have done such an amazing job, whether it's the sports book you want to check out, the restaurants are fantastic, or the stadium swim. That's always a blast as well. Get out to Las Vegas. Check out Circa Sports. You'll love it. Derek, last thing I have for you as far as maybe some betting is when you look at the NHL and the NBA right now, who's your favorite to win each league? Because we're down to the Final Four. Who have you got?
Well, I'm a little biased because of what the house needs. But let's go with the NHL here. Let's go with the NHL here first. Effectively, we would do great if the Dallas Stars made it through. So we're Dallas Stars fans certainly, and in the NBA. You know, what's amazing is this Knicks run. I mean, this game the other day is just crazy, you know. But people have been playing the Knicks, so we're really looking forward to the Indiana Pacers. That would be the best outcome. So that's where it's probably best I tell you that as opposed to who I think is going to win.
I understand, buddy. I understand. Well, look, we really appreciate you coming on here today, talking to our listeners, and hopefully we get a lot of people signing up for all those things available over at Circa Sports. And Circa Sports Illinois, the app is available too right here locally. Just get across Illinois, place all your bets. I use it all the time. It's awesome. So, Derek, thanks a lot for joining us, man. We'll talk to you real soon, and enjoy all these playoffs.
We'll talk soon. Hit me up when you make it out to Vegas. I know you got to get in these contests. I'd like to have a couple beers with you guys. So take care.
Absolutely, Derek.
Thanks, Derek.
We'll make sure of that, buddy. Thank you.
We'll see ya. That's Derek Stevens of Circa.
You should see 2 years in a row now, the Blues were in Vegas for some of the NFL playoffs that happen. And each time Derek has at Circa Sports in the sports book, it's a massive screen and all the betting odds are going. He has like an area that's roped off, VIP area for some of his close friends and whatnot. And able to access that and took a bunch of the Blues brass down there with me. We had such an amazing time. It's awesome. You know me, I'm not a huge gambler, you know, because I hate to lose so much. But when you're there, like the fever of it, people are celebrating like a first down. People are going like a fumble. And you see the odds of live betting's going, and you're having beers, you're having a good time. And Derek's really cool. He's got his own like special seat. Him and his wife have a special seat to like watch the games. Yeah, it's an event, man. It's really cool.
That's Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. When we come back, what we learned, 3 stars of the day, criticisms and compliments. It's all next. This weekend, head out to Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. You can take advantage of the Bloom and Vroom sales event going on. No payments for 6 months on select new Nissans. No payments for 3 months on used vehicles. A complimentary new car lifetime warranty. A 30-day new car return promise. And 3 oil changes included on every new Nissan. They have over 800 new and used vehicles, all in one easy location, right off I-55 in McNutt and Herculaneum. Just minutes from South County, so no lot hopping, no headaches. It's all there for you at Auto Centers. In fact, head online. Go to AutoCentersNissan.com. One of the best parts about Auto Centers is that when you actually research the vehicles, they will actually have them there for you on their lot. Not a situation where I'm sure you've been accustomed to at other dealerships where you go and you're like, hey, I was looking at this such and such online and I'd like to test drive that vehicle. Oh, well, that vehicle is actually at lot B, or that's actually in another state. We're going to have it on Tuesday for you, though. No, not at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. They've got, again, over 800 new and used vehicles right there, all on their lot in Herculaneum. They've got the best financing department that I've seen in any dealership. They can finance a vehicle for you in almost any credit situation. So again, check them out online, AutoCentersNissan.com. When you head out to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. Auto Centers Nissan, where the inventory is big, the savings are bigger, and the nonsense is nowhere to be found. If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast, available at 101ESPN.com or the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Every podcast is, of course, brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. Time to find out what everybody learned today, starting with Jamie Rivers.
Well, I learned early today, very early today, that it is Friday and not Monday.
Oh, yeah.
If you missed that, go back, listen to the very first minute of the show.
Yeah.
And you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Our guy Anthony got nasty on a Monday, even though it's Friday.
Not the first time.
Not the first time, yeah.
Not the first time. Yeah. Gershie's kiss. Compliment Anthony's extreme weight loss this week. Another thing you can reference for the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's actually what I learned. I learned that when you wear the wrong headphones, you can look as if you gained about 60 pounds.
Can look completely different.
I think Jamie Rivers for my extreme weight loss that Gershie's Kiss just mentioned. So next Spread Zone podcast, I will be wearing these in
there
my
you go,
ears
buddy.
right now. So thank
Can't
you, Jamie.
wait.
Yeah. Marsh, what'd you learn?
I learned that Jamie Rivers used to be a track star.
Yeah.
At one point in his time.
That's a great what you learned. Yeah, good call on that.
Did not know that.
I didn't
We know a
either.
lot of things about Jamie. There's a lot of things we don't know.
Well,
but they always seem to come up, and they're always fascinating.
Yes, true. And every story that he tells, of course, starts off with, so there, you know what? I'll save it for the Fastlane Live show. All right, Marsh, what do we got for criticisms and compliments?
All right, so we got a text from 618 based on what Jamie just told us about his guy from Dallas. I would expect Marshy to pick Edmonton. We all know he hates nice guys.
Yeah.
Very true.
Jim Mill, extremely nice guy.
Yep.
The 314 says, have a happy and safe Memorial Day weekend. Love you all.
We love you as well. And hey, Memorial Day weekend, of course, let's celebrate those that have or continue to fight for our freedoms here in the United States. Thank you to all active and former military for risking your lives for our freedom. And we celebrate you this weekend, certainly. So thank you. And everybody have a great and safe Memorial Day weekend.
This is totally random, and it comes from the 314. I just read a study that said 6.9 billion people, it's your favorite number, Anthony, the billions, of course. 6.9 billion people own a cell phone, and fewer than 4 billion own a toothbrush. What the actual fast lane?
Wow.
That's disturbing.
That is very disturbing.
And this is like just a deep thought for a second. We travel around the country a lot with the Blues, and we're different cities and whatnot, and there's different demographics. And I've seen a lot of homeless people who at least portray to be homeless walking around with cell phones. Like, there's one the guy, you could clearly tell he was living, he had a shopping cart, you know, the whole thing, and like was under his like sleeping bag and like not showered. It's sad. I'm not poking fun at that at all, okay?
Yeah.
But he was under his little thing on a cell phone.
That's
like a flip phone?
No, like a iPhone.
Oh wow!
And he had his little bucket out, like, you know, for like please help, anything helps. Which I get it, man. Life. Not everybody has a great life, so that's not what I'm highlighting. What I'm highlighting is you could clearly tell he probably did not have a toothbrush.
No.
But he had a cell phone. And how's he paying for the cell phone?
Yeah, right. I don't understand.
It is interesting.
Maybe the money he gets is what he uses to pay the cell
monthly.
phone. It's got to be one of those like
could have a cell phone without like the actual
provider. You can get those phones, what are they, like the burner phones?
Yeah.
Sure.
You can get those and you just keep paying onto your phone itself, but I don't know how you do with cash.
Wouldn't be a bad idea though. Like you could develop apps or something like that. Get yourself out of it.
Maybe look up jobs that are available.
Right.
Maybe call a relative, come help you.
Yeah.
Whatever the case, it was just fascinating to me. Is more than one person I've seen like with the cell phone.
Sure.
I remember in college I broke and or lost my phone multiple times and had to go to the local Walmart up in Grand Forks, North Dakota, and buy myself a burner phone. It was a flip phone. And
did you feel like Reacher?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Not as big, not as cool, not as detailed.
Sure.
Not as good looking. But kind of.
Can I clarify something real quick?
Yeah.
Because we're getting a few texts here. And in the fast lane, look, if we're trying to offend people, we will do it.
Yeah.
So they say Veterans Day is for those in service and Memorial Day is for those who've deceased. So thank you to all of the former military people for giving their lives to keep this country safe. We will be celebrating you as well.
Yes. I apologize if I ever...
Like I said, if we do offend, usually we mean to do it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that clarification.
Yes.
I certainly didn't mean to offend
I know that. They know that, too.
Yeah. Thank you, though.
Apparently the government also gives away phones.
Oh, boy. Let's not go down that road.
I know that.
As I just read one, too, and apparently it was a certain specific person.
Oh.
So let's just keep the feet moving.
There you go.
All right. Why don't we do our 3 stars of the day, then? Does that sound good?
Yes.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 Stars of the Day. Presented by Circa Sports Illinois. Sports betting the way it should be.
Our 3rd star of the day goes out to the game day experience.
All right. That's what drives everybody.
Bobbleheads, baby.
That's
By
what
the way,
drives
tomorrow
everybody in.
night, Mason win bobblehead.
Bobbleheads and fireworks, gentlemen.
Oh, yes.
Our 2nd star of the day goes out to Jamie's track career.
Yes, good call on that.
It's a good run.
Yeah. I see what you did there.
And our 1st star of the day, if you were with us the entire 4 hours, you would know that it goes out to Daddy Defender, Anthony Stalter.
Daddy Defender. Well done. Well done. All right, that'll do it for us. Stars, Oilers, Game 2, pregame tonight at 6:30. The puck will drop at 7. We'll have that coverage for you. We also have some baseball tomorrow, as well as some hockey at Red Sox and Orioles. Pregame at 2:30, first pitch at 3:10. So if you're out driving around tomorrow and you want to tune into us, we do have some baseball for you. Hurricanes, Panthers, Game 3 at 6:30. Puck drop at 7. And then on Sunday, we've got Game 3 between the Stars and the Oilers, starting at 6:30. Puck will drop at 2. Knicks, Pacers. Actually, I'm sorry. The pregame, pregame should be at 1:30. It says 6:30, but Ron Bergen did it. 1:30 is the pregame. 2 o'clock is the puck drop for Stars and Oilers. And then on Sunday, Knicks, Pacers, pregame at 6:30.
Or is the pregame at 6:30, puck drop is at 7?
No, because that's Knicks, Pacers, Game 3.
Man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm Ron Bergen.
Not my bull, your bull.
It's got to be your bull.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, sir. All right, any other closing thoughts? Hey, how about this? How about I tell you about the Dotem Golf Tournament?
You should, though we're not invited to.
Yeah, the Dotem Golf Tournament with the morning after returns next Thursday and Friday at Oak Valley Golf Course and Resort. Friday's foursomes already sold out, and remaining spots for next Thursday are filling up fast. Get your foursome together for a full day on the course with TMA, including complimentary breakfast from Donut Drive-In, lunch from Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, all your Michelob Ultra, the 100 West Dental closest to the pin competition, a long drive competition courtesy of Pondoff's Anonymous Recovery Podcast, an after party with food from Texas Roadhouse on Thursday and Super Smokers Barbecue on Friday. A portion of proceeds will support the St. Louis Hero Network in honor of Brian McKenna. The Dotem is refreshed by Michelob Ultra. For Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. Everybody have a great Memorial weekend, and we'll be back here on Tuesday. See ya.